Greetings, this is Frina Riamentra, half-elven YouTuber, and I welcome you to my reaction to Critical Role. Return to Campaign 3, we enter episode 51, where the current adventure group fails help infiltrate with the aid of two members of the previous adventure group, Mighty Nine, Caleb Whittlegast, and Beauregard Lynette. This will be dangerous. But I will make no promises about. Ooh, I think I just saw what Nightblood said about how long is this? Yeah, 250. And that's just break. I have no idea how long. Toward the end of part 1, this is part 1. Toward the end of this part, I will determine whether or not to record the other part tonight or not. I kinda got pretty exhausted work. 4 hours and 55 minutes. No, okay. It's not certain, but I'm probably not gonna be recording both parts tonight. And before we only got less than a minute left, so just want to say I do not own nor am I associated with Critical Role, with YouTube or Twitch channels, or any of his other online presence. I'm just a fan sharing with fellow fans. And with that out of the way, let's get into tonight's episode of Critical Role. I was disappointed, by the way, that I couldn't. They didn't have a 4-side dive on Tuesday.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Critical Role, where a bunch of fraternity voice actors sit around and play Dungeons and Dragons. Voice side. What a perfect time for me to malfunction, because it's our 8-year anniversary doing this shit.
Hey! I didn't think of it!
Which, not to add to all the hilarious discourse about scripting, but we're apparently synchronized to wild event likelihood with our anniversary.
Yeah!
Just like you planned.
Just like I planned.
Episode 50, except this is 51.
It's 51, exactly. You know,
read into that.
Look, everything is a pattern, Marisha. But thank you so much for joining us. Before we jump into our session tonight, we do have some quick announcements to get through, beginning with our first sponsor of the evening. Actually, I think our only sponsor of the evening, but a big one, Octopath Traveler, Sam.
Hey, shoppers, have I got a deal for you? Introducing the incredible new Octopath Traveler 2, a brand new entry in the Octopath Traveler series that takes HD 2D graphics, a fusion of retro pixel art and 3D CG to even greater heights. But that's not all.
I'm glad
Octopath Traveler 2
the
fights tough grease stains. Here's how poorly a leading RPG game cleans this gravy-stained t-shirt. No thanks. But here's Octopath Traveler 2 dealing with that same tough stain. Oh! Wow! That's not true, but it is incredible. But that's not all. Octopath Traveler 2 is a tale of 8 travelers' intertwined journeys across an all-new world called Celestia. A world that changes between night and day to give players more freedom. And it slices and dices with ease. Again, totally false, but totally incredible. But that's not all. Don't take it from me. Here's testimonials from real people who enjoy Octopath Traveler 2. Here, Taliesin.
With no relation to previous versions, series veterans and new players alike can enjoy Octopath Traveler 2 without issue. Plus, it smells minty fresh.
Oh, wow, that would just open that up. Okay.
Familiar mechanics from the original game have been preserved, new mechanics have been added, and it cleared up my acne and whitened my teeth.
Disclaimer,
Are
please.
these testimonials completely fabricated? Yes. For a game like this, you might expect to pay $5,000, $6,000,
Put it back
even
there.
$80,000. But if you purchase now, you'll get it for much lower than that. But that's not all. I don't know the actual price. I can only assume it's less than $80,000. But that's not all. Order now and we'll also throw in characters like Hikari the Warrior, Agnia the Dancer, Hasti the Apothecary, Artitio the Merchant, Oswald the Scholar, Trone the Thief, Temenos the Cleric, and everyone's favorite, oh shit, the Hunter. But that's not all. Octopath Traveler 2 is on Nintendo Switch, Steam, and PlayStation 4 and 5. Go to OctopathTraveler2.com today. But that's not all. Actually, it is. That's all. Matt, back to you.
Now, for our podcast audience, I'm legally required to state the following. One, Octopath Traveler 2 does not fight grease stains. Two, Octopath Traveler does not cut things. And three, Octopath Traveler 2 is available for $59.99 USD, but the price may vary depending on where and when you buy it and with what currency
It's a real thing.
you use. Number four, Sam Riegel is wearing fake teeth. That's why he sounds weird.
That's actually...
Okay.
That is actually.
That is actually now that's out of the way. Marisha, up to you for the next announcements.
Yes. Next week, Matt and I will be doing a panel at South by Southwest.
Yeah.
Bonkers.
South by South by.
Yeah, South by. That's what the cool kids call it. About storytelling and world building through games. The panel will take place on March 13th, and you can attend in person or with an online badge. You can find more info at critroll.com.
Awesome. Thank you, Marisha. Laura/whoever's helping Laura.
I don't have much of a voice tonight.
Oh no.
Oh, it's so sad.
So Liam,
How do we do that? Hey, you guys. We got
Oh God.
merchandise. Beauty of Exandria Creation.
How's she gonna do?
Yasha Naidurin.
That's actually really rad.
Pre-cut sleeves?
It's so cool. It's so pretty.
It's a crew neck sweatshirt by artist Adrian.
No, thank you.
It's very good.
Check it out.
As hell.
Yeah, I wore it out in public and I got compliments on it.
Did you really?
I did.
By just randos?
Yeah.
Show some
I
skin,
haven't
so
even seen it.
sexy topics.
Sexy or empowering.
Or empowering.
Both can be.
Both can be.
Yes.
I'm both.
There you go. Awesome. Well, thank you very much. And I believe that concludes our announcements. So let's go ahead and jump into tonight's episode of...
Wait, what's our plan?
One by one.
We climb until we reach the top. Two by two we fall. Will we bleed out and don't meet our destiny? Hold your breath and roll.
It's Thursday night. All you can do is enjoy it. You are blind. There's magic in this. Be mine. But one thing's for sure, they never give up on the fight.
From the healer to the renegade, we all share the same goal. Adding more allies, taking more chances. Hold your breath and roll. You can certainly try. It's Thursday
night.
All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our
Why
There is magic and mystery from darkness. Our friendship will
rise?
But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight.
Give me. Oh, hey, no. I just know I didn't notice last time, but yeah, they did update with now have Orhan and
welcome back. So, last we left off, Sam found a bunch of hands. And also, Bell's Hells, upon traveling all across Marquette in search of a number of varying threads, have watched them converge, as are the various ley lines, towards this nexus point on the northeastern side of the Hellcatch Valley. Here, above an ancient ruin that has been partially uncovered by one of the nearby academies and then taken over by the Cerberus Assembly, specifically Ludinus Deleth, in preparation for the apogee solstice, which is nigh. You've all taken your airship, the Silver Sun, to this location, divided your troop along with some allies you brought up with the crew of the ship. You have on the ship currently waiting your second team, which is F.C.G, Fern, and Ira Wendigoth, the Nightmare King. They are standing by at the ready, while the rest of you have begun a slow infiltration of this sunken pit of an excavation site. Along the way, you encountered a couple of members of the Ruby Vanguard. You defeated them, partially disabled one of the massive automatons that they were using to guard the space, and encountered two other individuals that were also in the process of scoping out and infiltrating this, Beauregard Lionette and Caleb Budagast.
Precious babies.
After a brief conversation and aligning your interests and goals, some information was traded, and your groups scattered out amongst the region of this excavation. Helps build the tension by staring at you in quiet. But nevertheless, while the ground team gathers themselves up on the ship, F.C.G. Fern, what are you up to?
Oh God.
You had a week. I'm sure you're ready.
Did not think that we would be going first. So Xandus is with us still, right?
Yeah. Xandus is with you. The rest of the crew's currently off and is keeping safe near a cavern quite a ways away. The dust storm, while definitely blocking visual past a certain range, is not in danger of rocking the ship at the moment. So
The best Lestat vibes right now.
Oh, yeah.
There's really, yeah.
Have you said your goodbyes to the light?
I honestly, I think we would just be practicing with Xandus, sort of going over and over
motions,
the
going over the
plans
buttons,
for the sky ship.
The flying, the sailing.
Securing the payload.
Yes.
Okay.
Getting the bomb ready, arming it.
Yep. Polishing the knobs, like doing all
Polishing the knobs.
on the thing.
There's nothing worse
Polishing the knobs
than
on
a
the driving
greasy
wheel.
bomb. You want it to be nice and shiny.
You want it to
clean.
be a nice and shiny driving wheel.
Okay.
Driving wheel.
Fair enough. All right.
But also, maybe I'll just chat up real quick. I don't want to. Ira.
Certainly. Ira is currently at the end of the ship, the long eyepiece, the spyglass that you've seen him wield and glance is now currently like piercing through the storm with it some distance in the direction of where this excavation is.
Wait, did I take that from him?
He gave it back.
You returned
He
it.
also
Oh,
gave
that's
it
right,
back.
that's right.
Can you see our friends, Ira?
Oh, I can see some things, though not them at the moment. This device, it is different than my original design.
You mean the device you're using right now, or the device that we're gonna explode?
Yes.
What's different about it?
I don't fully know. I need a closer look.
Well, you're gonna get one later.
So go ahead and... Yep, it's at the time being, Ira goes... Ira goes,
I may need to get a bit... I guess when it's time to get close and we're about to prepare ourselves for the final descent of your fine sky ship, I'll see what else I can suss from its design. For right now, this storm is frustrating.
And, I know that you hold ill will towards the folks that built this, but also your allegiances are a little bit murky. What's your ideal? Like, at the end of the day today, what do you hope happens?
end goal type of a thing.
Yeah. What do you want to manifest
Yeah.
to happen today?
No one really asks me these questions. It's been so
Well,
much.
it's important to set a goal so you know if you've achieved it.
His long fingers curl and kind of scrape across the pointy chin. Wanton destruction. Punishment of those that wronged me and disrespected my ability. Maybe take a few pieces of odd, obscure, and somewhat curiously twisted machinery, or I don't know, whatever can be scavenged from the destruction. Laugh in the face of those that crossed my path. See them to their demise, or wherever else their punishment and imprisonment may bring them, and then I don't know, where the winds take me.
Where the winds take you, I mean, you don't have any plans beyond that? Like what's your 5-year plan? Like do you have an end goal in life? I mean, like are you just wandering around causing mischief and menace, or like do you want to settle down or
Make a persuasion check.
start a family?
Guidance.
Oh, nightmare kiddos?
Persuasion?
Yes.
That's a 7.
I don't like to discuss long-term plans, namely because I don't spend a lot of time considering them. I'm goal-oriented, meaning I focus on the goal. I've been focusing on this goal for a number of years, but not much past it. I kind of like that freedom, that possibility of seeing what inspiration hits in the moment of
You know,
anything.
Fern, you're like that too. You're very
Yes.
very sort of in the moment.
That's what keeps life fun, you know? Yeah, just kind of flying by the seat of your pants situation.
Maybe I need to do that too. Maybe I just
course,
need to
it's
be
fun.
more in the moment and stop
Yes.
worrying about stuff.
Don't even worry, just like, yeah, it's well, you know, it can be fun, except when bad stuff happens, like with us, and then you start to worry, and then, anyway, I think it's fun to just be carefree and,
All right.
yeah, I feel a little bit nervous.
I can sense that.
Yeah,
You want to know what the secret is?
yes.
To life?
To being completely free.
All right.
Friends complicate things. The less threads you need to maintain, there's nothing to hold you back.
Continues to look out into the dust storm.
Should we reach out to them?
Yes, you're able to, right?
I am, but I mean,
We don't have a signal. Did we have a signal? Did we come up with a signal?
they
of
said
when
they
we're
were going to
supposed
call us, but I don't. It's been a while.
Well, we can just wait. We
No.
can.
No, I'll reach out now.
Okay.
I'll reach out. Who should I call? Who's good at this stuff? Who's really good at talking right now? Imogen?
Well, I would reach out to Imogen, or I would reach out to Laudna, or
Maybe I'll do someone that we haven't heard from in a while.
Cut me out.
Well, I mean, I don't want to. I want to save your voice for when you actually might need it later.
All in.
I will send a sending to Orem of the Arashari.
Alrighty.
Fern and Grass checking in. Have you made it inside? Are you safe? Are you going to let us know when to go? How's Imogen's voice?
we have three more words.
Okay. Ira hates friends.
Oh, that was good. That was good. That was really good.
We've made it. Made some friends. Could use some help with a robot here, Letters. Any advice for a jump start? Not sure. Plan might be changing.
Give us something solid.
Okay.
We're on the rim. It wasn't an accident.
Oh, my lord.
What?
My lord. I heard Imogen sneezing in the background. I think she might have some
Oh, it's probably the
post-nasal.
dust. Yeah.
Oh, the dust.
Yes.
They said that they found an automaton of some sort, and they need help with it.
Well, that's right up your alley, right?
Yeah. I could. Oh man. But we're here. Oh. I could go. I don't want to leave you.
Well,
They're not too
we
far.
could just. No, they're not too far. Well, how would we even get there?
I mean, what can you do? You can turn into something, can't you?
I can, but I was gonna save something to make sure that the people on the ship live. But I mean, that doesn't matter.
Well,
I mean, technically, if we succeed, everybody wins and lives. So
I mean, as I established before last time, when I thought it was bizarre at the time when I flipped the coin and my God told me to leave innocent people on the ship. I think she may have been foreshadowing this moment right here.
well, like,
I think in a weird way she was telling me, leave the skyship in the capable hands of Xandis and Ira.
I don't know who to trust here.
Me or this?
I trust you. I'm not sure about the coin.
I trust the coin.
Well, maybe you need one more flip.
Okay. Heads we stay. Tails we go.
Yeah.
You know what though? Ira just said to live in the moment. To be present, to just go with whatever happens.
So we should leave.
This is happening.
Okay.
Maybe it was a sign. I'll flip just in case. We go.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to Ira and Xandis. Are they in the?
Ira's at the front of the ship, near where you guys are. Xandis is back, actually, still controlling the ship.
Do you want to deal with Ira, or do you want to deal with Xandis, or do we go as a team?
First of all, before we do anything, I'm going to use the Pearl of Possibility. Is that what it's called?
Moat.
Oh, I have one of those
No, not
too.
the Moat of Possibility. The Pearl of Power.
Pearl of Power.
Pearl of Power.
Well, I have a moat.
I'm going to restore one third level spell to myself.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
Give me
what-
back my sending that I just took away.
got it.
What's the moat thing?
The moat gives you rerolls, I believe, twice a day.
You drink the potion, and it should say on the potion of possibility. I think it gives you two.
2 a day.
two.
No, Potion of possibility.
It just lets you re-roll, though. It doesn't give you extra
Lasts
spell
for 8
slots.
hours or
No.
until used.
8 hours?
One.
It lasts for 8 hours until it's used, yeah.
Attack roll, ability check, saving throw. You can spend your
You know
fragment
what
to
we
roll
do?
an additional d20 or choose which of the two d20s you use. Alternatively, when an attack roll is made against you, you can do the same thing and make them re-roll.
Are you gonna take it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a luck roll.
Go.
Do you want to try to convince Xandis to
8
stay
hours.
with this? Oh my God, you're glowing.
Yeah.
Really?
It's odd, because when you drink it, it has a cold metallic sensation to it. It's flavorless. It kind of like almost makes your hair stand up just a little bit from just the immediate cold sensation, and then becomes this kind of weird buzzing in the inside your stomach, like a weird static, and then suddenly, for a brief moment, you feel like there's trails off your hands, and for a second, maybe it reminds you of when you ate some of the things you weren't supposed to in the middle of the forest. But then a clarity hits you, and you have the sense that you have a little more control over your direction in life than you normally do.
Hello.
Oh,
I feel so tuned into everything.
what is this deep baritone?
Oh, this deep baritone. I don't know. I feel like, you know that feeling when you put your tongue on a battery?
That's
Or
how
a-
I feel all the time.
Is it? Okay. Do we talk? Are you going to take Ira or are you going to take Xandis?
I have a good thing going with Ira. Maybe you should talk to Xandis.
Great. We're just telling them they're going to take the ship on their own and we're leaving.
And that Xandis could trust Ira.
That does not sound like a very convincing argument.
But we do know
I
what
can verify.
Ira wants.
I can verify.
This-
I can verify.
Crashing the ship aligns with Ira's goals. Saving Xandus's life might not. So how do we...
How do we? I mean, and there's so many other people on the ship.
No, we got them all.
That's right, we got them all. Jeez, Louise. Sorry, I remember. All right.
It's gonna be fine. Hi,
I'm
guys.
ready to
Hey, you fellas.
Hey.
See, Ira's still kind of glancing over the edge, big long knee bent over the front like a captain at the front, leaning into a storm, pulls the spyglass back.
We need to have a group meeting.
Well, I suppose we should go to the captain then.
Yes.
And skitters off in the direction of Xandus. Xandus like, what sort of meeting are we talking about, huh? What's going on? Really tell me. I'm kind of in the dust here, literally and figuratively.
Sure. Well, we were thinking that we need to leave.
Guidance.
Oh, we're going in now?
Well, we were thinking of the two of us needed to go separately right now, possibly, and then you and Ira are going to do the ship into the thing yourselves. But
Xandus glances over the wheel, and Ira's just kind of like curled there. Kind of looks up and smiles at them.
We can do this.
Xandus goes, oh, okay, right, no, I guess we should have a conversation for once, me and this person who my life's in their hands, okay.
oh yeah.
Yeah, Ira, it's very important that you get Xandus safely off this vessel before it crashes.
Of course.
Can we trust you on this? He's very important to us and to our escape plan and to your escape plan as well to get us all out of here.
I am a creature of my word. I will get your captain off this vessel safely.
Oh god! As soon as it gets off vessel, I was like, "Oh crap!" And then he said, "Oh good, he's not planning to just throw him overboard."
23.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Hey!
I'm getting
Whispers.
a whisper.
This
Oh,
whisper
God.
is Sam does this is brought to you by WizKids.
That
I
was
guess.
That was it.
That's it.
Send a lot of pharmaceuticals for this campsite.
Apparently.
How will you get Xandus off the vessel? Do you have
Well.
some? You said you have some. Well, okay.
What am I hearing? I'm only catching a few words.
You've got a spell that can take you and a fellow creature short distances, correct?
Yes.
Not too short though. Like
Too short, baby.
like as you're plummeting from the sky, you'll be able to get safely to the ground.
With someone else, not just yourself.
Indeed, just one of you, though.
Just Xandus.
Which would be Xandus
Oh, wait,
if you
is it-
leave us behind. So yes, that is true.
So then, you and
You
I
feel
just
good about this?
No, but I don't know. Yes, I do. I do. I trust you. I trust you, Ira. As you're gonna do this. You're gonna do this, and you're gonna
As
do
a
it
what?
so good.
I appreciate your vote of confidence.
The black vacuous space that is his eyes kind of looking back at you unblinkingly.
But what I need you to do is to destroy. Okay?
Oh, I intend to.
Okay.
When do we destroy?
We will send you a message psychically when it's time to go.
Very well.
And Captain Xandus, to help you in today's events, here, take this, and I'll give him the potion of possibility. Can you go ahead and drink that now? It'll make you just a little bit more fortunate.
They glance over at it. I've drinking weirder things without really asking a question, so bottoms up. That is weird. That wasn't even liquid. That was. Okay. Throws it over their shoulder.
So we're gonna go in.
Can't see anything with these glasses on.
We're gonna go in now.
Yeah, we're gonna go. Changebringer, please grant them good fortune and luck, and we'll see you. We'll see you there.
Indeed. Ira leans in real close to you and kind of gets right up into where your ear would be and just goes,
I think it's missing a lens.
Oh,
What did they say?
the big one.
Just an observation.
You mean like the one that we had, but was
Yeah.
welcome.
That's good, isn't it?
Could be. Might be that they're not ready.
Thank you. I'll tell the others.
Don't fucking act like.
Safe travel.
You too. Okay, let's go. Are you carrying me? Are we just walking? Are we stealthing?
We could use magic, right?
We can use magic, yeah, of course. Why wouldn't we?
you want me to get you a little closer and drop you off? Like, what's safer? I don't know.
No. We're gonna walk. We're gonna walk.
We're gonna walk. We're gonna walk. We're gonna walk.
Yeah.
Because we should. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're gonna
not
walk.
really stealthy.
No.
Okay.
But isn't there like? Yeah. We're gonna walk.
We're gonna stealth.
We're gonna walk.
We're gonna
All
stealth
right,
over.
I'll take you down just to drop you off on the ground because I don't think you're going to want to jump off from this high up. So
we're floating right now? Okay, yeah.
Kind of takes you down, drops you onto the surface of the Hellcatch Valley, and leaves you to your devices. So here you are now standing, the two of you alone in the middle of this rapidly coasting dust storm.
All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Right before you leave, Ira goes,
That way! And don't get lost.
I didn't know that was a possibility. I can see it. We can see it, right, from where we are.
no, you're like a mile away, right?
We're just gonna go that
Right,
way.
we're just gonna go. We're gonna go
Just
straight.
10-minute walk.
Yeah,
All right,
10-minute
here we
walk.
go.
We can go.
All right.
Extra slow for stealth.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'd like you both to make stealth checks for me, please, with advantage because you are in the middle of a dust storm.
With disadvantage for me because I'm me. So
Yep.
just a single roll.
Guide yourself.
Forgot to. I got a 14.
You said advantage.
Yes.
Okay. Where's the Sharpies?
Where's my 4? With Ronan at home all the time. And he's got like his own method for
You build a
rolling
technique
dice.
for dice
Yeah.
rolling? Oh,
He won 20 to 6 yesterday against
He
me.
beat Travis's ass in rolling.
17.
17, 14. Okay. I'll take him to Vegas. You cruise forward into the dust storm in the direction where you believe Ira was pointing, carefully and quietly. This is because you're going stealthily. It'll take a little longer to get there. But who's guiding? Who is paying attention to push through this storm?
Paying attention.
Who has whoever it is, they'll be rolling perception or survival. So
I have pretty high both. What do you have?
Well, we don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know. I trust you.
You do. All right.
Can I guide her?
you can.
Okay, I'll guide the shit out of her.
So Fern, go ahead and make a perception or survival check.
Okay.
With
And with the guidance.
You should move this.
I know I should.
It's a
Okay.
Shut up.
27.
Oh!
Okay.
I know exactly where to fucking go.
You do. You saw the point of Ira's arm and quickly picked out just a few shadows on the what little bit of horizon you can see through the dust storm, and kind of watching the pattern of the wind as it's traveling and waiting for it to shift. You kind of begin to triangulate where you're going and where you're standing, and do not lose any time in the approach. So what would have been 20 minutes, what is 20 minutes now, because you're moving at half speed stealthily to approach the edge of this pit? It would have been longer, or you would have been lost. It would have had to have been found, but you feel confident in the direction you travel. While you're traveling and trying to catch up with this, what are the rest of you doing?
Letters. I mean, they just checked in, but that was all I got.
Are they coming?
They were asking if everything was on track. Is everything on track? Oh, do we want them to come here now?
Are they coming?
They didn't say.
Do we need to? Well, are we waiting for them or do we go down?
I say we give them 5 minutes.
We keep getting. We've been spotted. The second we hit, got boots on the ground here. I don't know. I mean, the inside of this thing is pretty cavernous. We could hide inside of that if we could make it go, but I don't know if we want to call them back or.
And how many uniforms did we just swipe? How many uniforms did we just swipe?
We took 3.
So
and
now we have
already
how many
And we
uniforms
had
total?
3, or we had some that were
3 good ones and 3 iffy ones.
3 good ones. Okay.
All right.
And I've got like 20 minutes left on my wolf form, I think.
How many of those you get? 3?
Uno.
Oh no.
Unless
One
you
wolf
take a
day?
short rest, right?
I mean, but that's an hour.
I mean, how long have we been here for?
I mean, you've been here for about, actual arrival about 20, 25 minutes or so from the combat to meeting Bo and Caleb to, it's up to you guys. You don't know quite how imminent the solstice is. It's your call.
If we're waiting for them, we could just start burning a short rest while we're waiting for them.
If you already got a little bit of a head start on that short rest.
Well, we got this warder, if that's what they're called, on its back, half hidden by a tent. Do we want to try to stand it up or leave it hidden? It's half hidden?
I think we leave it where it is until Letters gets here.
There's people walking all over the place
That's
here.
okay if they come over to inspect it. We just, cut their Achilles heels and add them to the piles.
Or we just be irritated at it. I get the feeling this is the sort of thing that happens all the time. This is very complicated.
Oh, just look.
I could be the head mechanic. I love working with metal.
Plus they spot. Oh wow! Make a deception check. They spotted you and I like that.
It's very frustrating. So we had scarves and everything.
I feel like that was special circumstances.
Yeah.
Well, I think these uniforms we have are better, she said, convincing herself.
I really wish Letters and I had exchanged more meaningful information.
It's just like them.
It's about this moment, about halfway through your short rest.
Oh, shit.
That you notice a pair of individuals beginning to approach from a western angle. You can see their scarves and cloaks flowing a bit in the dust storm as they kind of begin to look in the direction of the hulking automaton that is partially covered.
Friend or foe?
Very much not friend, or at least you don't recognize these figures, and they appear to be in similar garb as to, at least one of them appears to be in Vanguard robes.
You mean to handle this?
Approaching?
We can just say our warder went down.
Yeah, corrupted power core. Waiting on replacement parts.
Sure.
All right.
The bodies are hidden, right?
Yes.
And
Where are
they're
the
in
soldiers?
They're in the big
Stripped,
tent.
stripped them and then put them in the... All right, and then we threw on some of the extra gear.
Sure.
I'll have to be out here too. Chet, do you two want to handle it?
Sure.
I'm gonna duck into a tent.
Yeah, I'm ducking into a tent.
If I say chickpeas, that means it's an emergency.
Chickpeas means punch somebody?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Now I want chickpeas. Let's go.
Oh, God, I'd kill
As the two figures approach, one of them appears to be a stockier, dwarf-like figure, from what you can tell. Not wearing a Vanguard attire, this one appears to be more in a patchwork Paragon's Call outfit, and is kind of walking
left faces.
2 feet away from what looks to be a tall, thin figure, humanoid, hood up, both of them with scarf wraps over their face. As they begin to approach,
I just kick it.
a voice enters your mind and sourcelessly goes, "What is the problem here?"
Damn thing just went down. Just started shorting out and going crazy and then hit the ground. I say back in his brain.
Make a deception check.
What? I'm okay at those. 19.
Whoa.
19.
Okay.
Okay. The figure, you don't make any details out of from beneath the scarf necessarily, but it's odd to have another voice in your mind. You're only used to really one. The individual kind of glances and looks over. The call figure kind of walks up, and you can see kind of the beard beneath the scarf kind of blowing to the side as they pull their kind of walking stick, their staff type thing they're walking with, and they just go ahead and like ping, ping, poke the sides of it.
These things are ridiculous.
The individual kind of looks back at you, and you hear the voice go, "We'll find someone to fix it immediately."
Yes, sir.
And they both turn and continue to walk and loop around the outside.
I look busy.
Did you recognize the voice?
Yeah, did I recognize the voice?
Male voice?
Male voice, yeah.
Sound affluent, elven,
More or less, yeah.
wizard shit.
Not sure of the wizard shit, but it definitely sounded like at least a
Mr. Fancy Pants.
little fancy, yeah.
And the person they were with, the gruff-voiced individual, physical type, big, strapping, small, tall.
Pretty wide and
I
beefy.
think I'm just going to do only part one try.
strapped weapons.
Make a perception check for me. Disadvantage because of the dust storm, actually.
Oh, let's say 20. Not bad. 14.
14. Yes, there was what looked to be a large rifle-like device that was strapped onto their back. And you can see what looks like a cutlass or some sort of a curved short sword on the right side. And then, of course, they have like the staff that they're walking with through the dust storm.
And the one that barked out the orders, did they seem to have any armaments on them at all, or unarmed?
Unarmed.
Everybody clock that.
Mm.
It's a big disparity between those two.
Well, the other doesn't need to be armed.
I know!
Yeah.
But because there wasn't any sort of occurrence, through a quick bit of deception,
We can continue our short
you can
rest.
continue your short rest.
Okay.
Before you finish your short rest, you see two more figures begin to arrive
It's fine, it's fine.
through the dust. There are many individuals that are doing patrols and keeping watch around here. You very rapidly notice these figures both look odd in their just shapes. They are not normal individuals.
Where are we?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. These
I say into their head.
F.C.G? Is that you? Over here.
Fern.
What?
I'm hearing things.
Oh, come on.
No, it's a voice I don't recognize. It sounds evil, malevolent of some
Oh no,
sort.
someone's already trying to break in.
Something tired, worn, withered.
Say, get
from
out of here. I don't want
sickness
it.
and
Get out of my head.
Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
Go back to your
you
fucking shit.
devil woman. Wait,
Who is it?
it's got a twang. A familiar twang. It might be.
Who do we know that has a twang?
It's Holly Hunter.
What's a twang?
Imogen, is that you? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
What have they done to you?
It's a dust storm, you know, it just got.
Oh no.
Just get over here. Stop making me talk.
Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. Where is over here? Where are you? Oh, you're right in front of me.
I see him. Hi. You're all still alive.
So good
This is
you came.
We did.
What are you doing here? You told me to come. I asked you for advice on that thing.
Huh? Oh, this is the
Yeah,
thing?
that's why we came. You said you needed a robot. What's going on with Xandis?
Xandis and Ira are taking care of
They're
it.
actually getting along great.
The two of them are gonna
A lot
do
in
it.
common. They both live in the now.
You're now in red.
Ira's a face sociopath. Well, now let's
Whoa,
not judge,
whoa.
lest ye
It's
be
just a-
judged. I will judge you.
It's a certain way of thinking that's
Hey,
he said
watch
that
who you're calling a face sociopath in front of, you know? She's our face sociopath.
That's true. I belong to you all.
But you know. Ira's a man of his word.
Ira is a man of his word. He even said that, and I think.
See, he said it.
Man of his
Yes. Ira's a man of his word.
That was random.
I really think they're gonna do it.
He's so fueled by rage and wanting to destroy this thing. I think he'll do whatever it takes, even if it means doing the right thing.
He told him a secret. He said he was looking through the.
Oh yeah, he mentioned. Thank you. He mentioned that he was studying the thing that we're trying to explode, and he said that it looks like it's missing a lens. I don't know if that.
Like the one you had?
I don't know if it's ready.
Probably.
It might not be ready to go, which might buy some time. Or
That'd be good.
But that means it wouldn't work.
right?
Or that would work wrong.
Oh.
Well, and it could be ready any moment. They could just be transporting it from someone's pocket. So I think we should just
Hey,
operate.
So if we see anyone go up and start working on it,
murder.
Stay away from the phone. Stay away from the
We
phone.
need to act like we have top secret clearance. We could have news on the delivery of the lens.
do we still have the other lens that we broke and refixed?
We still have it, but it doesn't work.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
That's right.
We could hold it up and say, we're supposed to put this on the top of the thing, let us through.
F.C.G, that's brilliant.
Well, I think it was more Chetney's idea.
It was a co-sponsored idea.
Chetney, that's brilliant.
Your voice is weird too. Is it the
The
dust?
fucking dust just got in there.
So, Ladna, that was a great idea. It's in the hole. Let me open it up.
Thank you.
I'm hopping in and
I'm
getting the
brilliant.
lens.
I want to see if you can get this big thing working.
This is the thing?
You look over and you can see this massive automaton, probably 15 to 20 feet tall. It's hard to tell from this angle. It's partially now like covered on the bases with the dust that's blown in around it.
Yeah.
But it is a rotund egg-shaped entity, apparently. Egg-shaped. I don't know when that happened.
Like uniques.
All right.
Wait. Oh, before that, back off a second. How is it Xandus and Ira getting off that ship? Do they have a plan? Did you have a
Ira
plan?
is, as they're plummeting to their death, Ira is going to grab Xandus and teleport them somehow to the ground.
He promised he would.
He vowed to us.
Yeah.
And they'll be okay.
Yeah, I think they're gonna. They got this.
60-40.
Do about it now.
I'm calling it 60-40.
Okay. Which is the 60?
I think I'm going to keep that to myself. But
I don't need to read your mind.
no.
You want me to turn on this robot to fight for us?
I don't know. Maybe. Or just to get us down inside.
Maybe you could pilot it.
Or we could hide some of us in it.
Yes, it's got a big old belly.
It's like a one-bedroom in there.
All right. Someone hoist me up. And see, you guys are like watching out. No one's coming, right?
I got you.
I'm keeping a lookout.
Okay. Yes. There is a doorway type front to the compartment that is its central torso. It looks like it's kind of like essentially a central cargo space in the middle of this automaton that is used both for, looks like, defense and being sentinel to the facility, but also for carrying and helping construction, hauling of things to and from. But as you kind of, with Chetney's wolven help, kind of crawl inside and look about it, yeah, it's definitely sustained a bit of damage. There are some scuffs and some dings on it. The interior, you can see the power core. This is completely fried. You see the bits of the inside, basically kind of based on the conversations that you had with both the professor and Imahara Joe. You kind of thankfully kind of glean at a quick glance the basics behind what should work inside, though it's not.
And I have a sense of, so I know how it's supposed to work. Can I figure out what's wrong with it? Is it just
its power core is fried?
It's just the power core.
Yeah, you look inside and there is kind of one of those arcane orbs that's kind of built up in the inside and it's housed within. You can see it's cracked and dark.
And so there's one power cord that I can identify that's sort of the fault.
It's the power core.
The power core. I thought you said cord.
Sorry, the orb there. There's a central kind of arcane claw at the bottom of it that connects to the rest of the device, the inside.
I mean, wow. Okay. I'm gonna try. Is there anything attached to the core?
Yeah, there's a claw-like piece of machinery that's kind of clung to the top of it that kind of arcs off and attaches to where you see runic splayed, almost like vein type bits of machinery kind of spread throughout the rest of the device.
And that's the only sort of connection point, is this sort of
But you can see, half of it's embedded into the top beneath where the head is, so.
Can I just sort of investigate around to see if I can, if I were going to sort of tether myself to it somehow, is there any plug, socket?
Make an Arcana check.
An Arcana check.
With a guide.
Guidance. Thank you.
With a guide.
With a guide.
Fucking pigeons in the sandstorm.
Not great. Not great. 7.
7? You don't see
Oh,
anything.
wait. It says there's a little A next to my Arcana. That means I can't tell why though.
Click the A.
Whatever. Trust it.
It says advantage on.
Because of your Aomerton ability, harmonious.
It says intelligence checks made to reveal information about a creature or object you can see. I can see this.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll again.
And guide
A
yourself.
natural 20.
You glance up and you see the cable that's connected to this power core. It's like dug into the crystal, but you can see the cracks that have like spread throughout and make it kind of loose on one side. So you kind of like
Wait,
since it's
and
on
all
its
this
side,
with
you reach over and
bow
grab
and
and
chain?
yank on one end and it dislodges. You pull enough and it comes free, and you can see it. It's almost like a three-pronged claw at the end of it, and you realize it has a small connecting point in the center of it. And when it's affixed to a source of power, that can be used to generate and run power to the automaton.
Okay. I gotta open myself up. Or maybe I don't. I gotta try something first before I pop open. I don't know if I can even pop open myself. I'd have to do surgery on myself. Wow.
That's always. Oh, that always bodes well.
First, I'm just gonna try this first and see if it works.
Okay.
I'm gonna undo my scrunchie.
Okay.
And take my hair down, my wires, and I'm gonna just try to like sort of tie them into this connection point. See if I can't like wrap them around in a specific way to get metal on metal.
It's totally hot wired.
With a natural 20 on your Arcana check, allow it.
Okay.
So you go ahead and you take these, and you know that you could probably get this up inside and like attach it to your actual core. But you go ahead and attempt to see if there is some sort of loose connection here. And while it's probably not as much power as could be put into it, as soon as you begin to like tether them in there, basically wrap the claw onto your head, it clasps on. You all see a blue flash of sparks from the inside of this area, and suddenly the still lifeless automaton begins to hum
Pump
slightly.
a little bit more energy into
Are we
it
turning
or
it back on
something.
without changing its programming or altering the runes or anything
I
like
don't
that?
know. We're gonna find that out next.
As soon as that comes on, you're still yourself, but you sense your consciousness also connected to whatever this is, and it is more or less just a blank psychic cockpit, if you will. You suddenly sense, like, you have control of your body, but you now sense, like, arms and legs beyond
Oh my
your
God.
physical self.
Get away from her, you bitch.
All right, I've never had legs before. This thing has legs, right?
Legs.
All right, like Bambi. I'm gonna try.
That story is real good.
I'm gonna try to stand up on my legs. Oh, but just watch out. Watch out, everyone.
This is what all that time with the wooden feet was for. Letters.
This is different.
The tent wrapping gets lost in the storm and vanishes. But you now have a freestanding 16, 17 foot tall automaton.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna just try to move its appendages. Try to see if I can get a sense of balance and limitations on rotation, that kind of stuff. Maybe do a little bit of a chicken dance to just sort of get my bearings here.
Yeah, it's functional and fluid. You know, there's a little bit of a stickiness in the right shoulder. It looks like some of the plating has been damaged from the battle that it sustained.
Sorry.
Can I do the robot?
Make a dexterity check.
A natural 20. No, it's a 4.
Weirdly, not a very convincing robot from a giant robot.
It's a bit predictable.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Are there any of those things down in the pit, or are they just along the rim?
You've only, like, when you were down there, you saw one down there, and like your earlier vision, you saw more around the perimeter as well. But that's just like the glances that you've had.
Okay.
Who else can we put inside this thing?
What do I do, guys?
Well, first off, do we get that short rest?
Yeah, I'll say you guys can go ahead and take your short rest.
Dope.
So I regained a couple spells before with my sorcery points, and then I'm gonna use the short rest to get my sorcery points back.
Okay.
3 days.
Outside of you could fit 4 standard people uncomfortably on the inside, with, 2 smaller people acting as one, likely.
4 people. So 3 medium size or
4 medium-sized, or if you have
2 smalls.
2 small acts as a medium.
Got it. Is that everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 2 smalls. No, we're short 1. One person can't come in.
What are you looking at me?
No,
You want me to
no,
be on
I'm
the
just telling
outside?
you
I can
because
be
you're
on
my
the
friend.
outside, absolutely.
No, I don't want you to go outside.
I don't know if I like being in small, confined spaces.
Oh.
I'll do it if I need to. I'm not very stealthy, so.
I am. I'm very
Did we
stealthy.
end up using a short rest last time?
Technically, being a small creature would
trace last
be a
time?
free ride if you wanted to.
I burned one.
Burn that, but
I don't think you did.
I'm-
Because we were in costume.
Yeah, I think I held.
But I don't know.
I will wait for some sort of
Could
confirmation.
Orem hide inside?
Can't remember. Actually, I know where.
This thing's fist if he cradled it slightly open.
you can certainly try.
Other thought. We could take the hole and maybe line the bottom of the robot with the hole and give us like an extra 10 cubic feet.
I don't think it'll fold out enough for that. I mean,
I'll say the interior of it, the floor isn't flat.
Okay.
So
Never mind.
that was a good thought.
it was a good thought. but
Well, it's just one of us, right? You mentioned friends. We don't have anyone else with us, right?
Oh, right. We just met 2 people that are down in there now who are working with Rin.
I did.
great.
Oh, I did burn a range. It's a rage. It was just the
Great.
trace.
Yeah,
But they're
one-
gone.
Yeah, one was named like Doe,
Yes.
and the other one was Ray, and then me. The 3 of them.
Joe, Ray, and me.
Yeah.
There's such a musicality to them.
I don't know why the a cappella groups get so radical out in
I
these
know.
parts, but
They just have to have puns.
yeah.
They seem to know a lot about the Cerberus assembly. One of them looked like she could handle herself in a fight, and then some, and the other one looked like some sort of
Like a daddy.
like
you know.
like a magic
She
zaddy or
was-
something.
Oh, he was a zaddy.
Either way.
They were both zaddies, let's be honest. But yes, they were like, they said that Lunis hasn't been seen for like 3 days. He's MIA, but also that he's getting a little radical and a little on edge, you know, and that maybe he's anticipating some sort of
You okay, Modena?
yeah, I'm really excited. It's in the adrenaline.
The way they painted it was either Ludinus is kind of getting a little loopy, right? It's letting things slip, or that's a feint of some kind. They said that Rin was turned to stone from a glyph, some sort of a magical ward in here, so we should be looking out for those. And then the ginger guy, one of the dude who had red hair, said that
The
there
accent,
was accent said that there was some sort of like mesh devices on the key itself that he thought had
or in the cavern walls.
Cavern walls?
Like the pulses, they don't come from a single point. They seem to like
shimmer through.
Yeah.
Oh, and then did we mention the golems, the mage hunters?
Mage hunter.
Mage
golem.
hunters.
Oh my gosh,
That-
it's a lot.
So no magic
Keep it on the down.
unless we're in a fight or it's immediate.
And then this whole thing is amplified by like a bunch of these like mirror-like structures, and then there are these 4 hook-like spires, and it's all powered by a bunch of magic orbs and residuals that are
It seemed to be buried underground.
Yes.
They're not out on the surface this time.
So we're going down in there.
Yes.
Matthew,
Yes.
how do I see?
You take the glasses off. And
This automaton does have kind of a dual sensor that's actually connected in the center and the front that is magically utilized to just scan the space in front of it. From the standpoint that you see, it is mainly, there's less color and more just like texture and geometry. So it's a unique perspective from what you're not used to. Yeah.
Terminator?
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah.
Cyberdyne Escape from New York.
But you can see through that if you were to concentrate just on that vision and kind of pull out of your own.
That's way cooler than a belly button hole.
That's all you guys got, though. So all you guys just have a little thing.
You think it's a good idea, since we can't get everybody inside, should we have 2 people outside to kind of chaperone?
I'm pretty good at lying, so I should probably stay on the outside.
In costume?
In costume.
Just make sure you cover your hair.
Yeah.
All right.
Who else should be with you?
Or use your hair if the movement
You're gonna
suits.
tell them that you're Miley Cyrus or Emma Stone
Oh, wow.
or someone, Lindsay Lohan.
I think one of the...
Lowen?
Yeah.
Is it Lowen?
I don't know.
Lohan?
Yeah.
Tubby
I feel like it might be...
I
It's
think
the clan.
I like the idea of this thing holding me in its hand, and then I can be out there. I can be looking for those glyphs on the ground the whole time, and then if things go wrong for you, I can just
Barong?
barong.
Well, then it can be everybody but the two of you, because there's no point hiding you if you're sitting in the hand anyway.
Well,
we could just be intentional.
Huh?
I mean, why not just walk around if you're going to be outside of it?
Well, I got spotted immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's-
Hide in the
yeah,
hand.
sure.
Hide.
Oh my god.
You're probably back down to your Chetney form?
Yeah.
All right.
Fun size,
I
baby.
also just kind of want letters to cradle me like a
terrible,
bird.
Can't have
terrible liar.
Oh my god.
Here we go. There's team.
Don't break the
Team Gold.
minis.
No,
Am I
I'm
the
just leaving them there.
only one outside now?
No, Orm's out there too.
But he's in a fist.
Yeah.
We're
I
mistake
think
with
we
it.
need a
I'm
second
fisting
person.
Orm.
Fisted.
Do we need a...
Wait, were you suggesting that Oren basically acts like he's like a prisoner, like he's
Or
dead?
like-
No,
You're
I think
hiding.
he's small enough that that most you'd see his like little cloak hood, and it would just look like some shit in the thing's hand if you saw that at all. He's so wee.
Is that the plan?
I'm not
find
riding
out.
on top. I'm riding
Like
in.
in
find
like
out.
that type of a situation?
I feel like one more person outside, but that's just me.
You
People
know,
able to talk rather than
swing
one.
by his side, by the warder's
should
side.
anybody
But
else be outside?
Let's try this.
I mean,
can
we're
always-
trying to take out some of these mirrors, right? On the way
I think
down.
it'll be like a pop in, pop out situation.
All right, all right.
Actually, can we do a quick fire drill and see, like, how long did it just take us all to get inside?
It took you about 20, 30 seconds to get all inside.
We were
That's fast.
kind of a mess, though, so maybe next time we'll go a little faster.
It's
It's not fast in a fight.
No, it's not.
Just making sure everybody's aware.
It's true.
All right.
a bit of a
Maybe
town
we
car
do.
circumstance, so.
So who are you controlling the pop the hatch button?
Am I?
Because
You
if,
would be the one,
if
or-
trouble comes, you can't be slow on the trigger. Gotta be decisive.
I am in this thing. I am tuned into every nook and cranny of it. If you say pop,
gotta shoot
I'll
first.
lock.
Okay.
Plus, I can communicate to y'all
the
on
opposite.
the inside, like what I'm seeing.
Just don't lock.
I won't pop when you say lock,
Okay.
and I won't lock when you say pop.
and where's the entrance? Is it a shitting them out situation or a puking them out situation?
It's the front of the belly.
Belly. It's a Kawatu situation.
Oh, that's cool. You
It's
can
a
like pop it
cesarean.
open and maybe like,
Bioshock.
yeah, yes.
So?
Where am I going?
Down.
I'll just follow you. You're the little girl who's leading around the big robot.
Full Bioshock.
Oh yeah.
Did you get the lens?
Yeah, I have it out.
It's a good story.
That's a last
Alright.
resort.
Last resort.
Okay. Another
Oh, Lord.
wave of warm,
The lens will work, right?
magical
No, 'cause
energy
this
just
one
kind
doesn't- it's not
of pulses out from the outside as you're now getting closer to the edge. You can see that again.
Let's
So
see.
feel free to just, if you see anything.
Say something.
Yes.
I'm excited.
TSA.
All right,
Excited too.
This is going well.
this
All
is
right.
a plan.
Oh,
Remember this
Minutes.
moment.
And don't forget,
plan.
at some point, someone. I can't probably while I'm attached to this. Someone's gonna have to tell Xandus to go. At some point when we're ready.
And the goal is to tell them to go once we maybe disable this
Maybe I can.
meshy mesh.
We'll see. We'll see when
We'll
we
see.
get done.
Criteria for telling Zeds to go. Ren is secured, maybe.
But
Mesh
that's the
is
main
disabled.
thing, yeah.
What else?
Shit hits the fan and we have
Just
no other
those two?
option.
Shit is the fan.
Just
Okay,
making
now
sure.
the other question is going to take like an hour for the Ashari to get here, right?
They're bona fide.
They're bona fide. So should I tell them now?
Leather.
Because
We
it's
don't
going
know
to
how
be.
this could take hours.
say tell them now, because if things are starting in an hour, that would be great.
Even if we do tell them now, we still need, like, don't we want to be able to send them a signal at the last moment? At, like,
So
the
maybe I'd
moment?
tell. Oh God.
Maybe like
Let's go in and just see what we see. We can still doing ascending isn't. It takes 2 seconds, right?
Oh, they're doing ascending is magic.
True, but
it's quick.
Lots of time.
Yeah, what if we get in
between
there
the
and then we
pulses.
can't do
Also
it?
the mage hunters.
The mage hunters is what I'm not afraid of. I don't know.
I'd say, honestly, I'm happy to just say ticking clock 1 hour, and if you hear from us sooner, then start then. Ship drops, Shari come in 1 hour.
Do you want me to try to do it, or to save your spells, or you okay?
Whichever.
That's what I would do.
We've talked to them before.
Sure.
We'll make that. Don't do that with your shoulders.
You know, I'm down for an hour
All right.
timer. Keep clock running.
All right.
1 hour.
It'll be a fucking miracle. We make it an hour.
Looking at the size of this ruin, does an hour seem feasible for getting?
Oh, you haven't got to the edge of it yet.
Okay, well let's get to the edge and then we'll
Okay,
take a look in
Oh God.
and then we'll see
Give it
where
to
we're
the
at.
writing in this thing.
You're all crammed in very tensely with no light, unless you create a small light source within. But it is like
Small light source would be okay.
it is. You're pushing into each other. Elbows are smashing into the side of rib cages. It's not comfortable by any means.
You.
I'm relaxed.
For you, F.C.G, it's a fascinating sensory experience. You don't feel like your body. You feel pressure. There's something unique about your construction that is sensory in ways that this is not. This definitely feels like wearing a suit of armor. But as you walk, you feel the power behind it. You feel the weight, the heft, the strength. It's interesting.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I like it. I like it a lot.
Do you feel like a big old daddy? Big daddy. I was trying to give it a different name, but it sounded a little weird.
Is that a thing? I'm taking notes. Big old daddy.
As you begin to step to the edge of this excavation with you, Imogen, following alongside, you can see at the edge of the rock before it begins to plummet off into this deep pit. The network of structured bridges and long wooden walkways that cross the kind of outside edges from place to place down the interior. While the dust storm blows overhead and there is some level of dust that still finds its way down within, and it is much clearer past a certain point. The first thing you notice at the edge are a number of pikes and spears that are kind of placed into the rock and dirt along the edge, which look like they're holding almost like beads, necklaces. Upon a quick glance, you can see some weapons hanging on them. You can see heads. You can see an iron mask without eye holes and script scrawled into it. And you begin to make out that maybe these are Call's trophies placed on the exterior as both a warning and an intimidation attempt. With that sort of context, you also see a lot of these things adorning it are holy symbols of different gods and entities that had come likely on the previous vessel that crashed. Left as a display of the things they cast outside of this pit.
We're fine.
We're smarter than all of Vasselheim.
Yeah, the things we were running from they were weird.
You step up to the edge and you can see one of the kind of ramp-like declines that is carved into this excavation that begins to wrap down the inside of this. There are a few of them, but one that's closest to you is not too far from where you met the edge of the pit. And the two of you, side by side, begin to slowly descend down, down, down. Glancing over the way, you can see a number of sources of what is almost like a combination of torchlight in some places, others just a soft blue glow of magical light orbs used to illuminate the space below. And you can already see from way up here all manner of ruins exposed below. You can see tables and signs of the excavation that previously had taken up residence here before it was co-opted. And even looking below, you can see dozens of figures kind of walking around, handling business, too far to really make out too many details, especially with your vision being a little separate than what you're used to gleaning from. But looking below, you can see there almost the entire height of this pit, maybe about a little over past halfway up to 3/4 of the way up its full depth is the spire itself. You can see the kind of thrumming green pulsing glow of the residuum that now lines it throughout the extremely dense black metallic armor that has been heavily reinforced around this central spire as it comes to that fork towards its peak. You can see the 4 smaller spires that hook inward facing its direction, where it looks like there are other clusters of individuals either working on them, loading something. You can't quite tell from this distance. Another pulse of that odd dispel type wave and shoots up the side. Make a perception check, both of you.
I'm peering out from this thing's
that's true,
hand
so
too.
you
I'm
can't see.
outside the.
That's true.
11.
17.
11, 17.
21.
21. Right before the happens, you see it seems to emanate from 2 devices along the base. Not from the spire, not from any of the mirror devices, though you see them all kind of gently light up in reaction as this wave cascades upward. Like everything with some sort of arcana attached to it reacts in some way as it carries up and passes through. As the wave hits you, it kind of scrambles you for a moment. You don't lose control, but for a second your vision kind of gets to get fuzzy, and you have to kind of take a moment to right yourself before the weird static and this like loud hum that it seems to thrust into your mind begins to slowly fade. But you glance down over the side, and once more you see the next wave come. These 2 devices that are set kind of the northern and southern edges of the base of this excavation, kind of beginning to glow different glyphs across them before they send out the wave simultaneously.
What do they look like, the devices?
You can't quite see the full shape of them. You just see that kind of the glow and then the pulse emanate from them.
Can I ask just for structural clarity? So we've got this prong or key or whatever this thing is that doesn't clear the top of the pit.
Correct.
From where we are, like, do we have a guesstimate? Does Orm have a guesstimate how far to the bottom we are?
Probably about 150 feet.
150 feet. And then you said there are 4 smaller, not keys, but other...
It's like kind of arced towers that are facing in towards the key.
Are they coming from the bottom, or are they like coming from somewhere halfway
They're
up
coming
in
from the
pit?
bottom.
The bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you
so
said the
central...
spire key goes halfway up the pit?
Yeah, a little bit past halfway, almost to 3/4.
Okay.
And there's the glowing that's emanating from the 4 prongs.
No, from the 2...
There's 2 devices in the base that are emanating this kind of the dispel thing.
Emanates.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's dark down there other than the lighting up of the glow?
No, there are light sources. There's people working, and there's like torchlight, there's like orbs that are giving off blue light. There's a lot of bustle and work, and you see other figures that are walking on different levels of the pits, like curving pathways and across some of the extended bridge, almost like long catwalks that run across the excavation in different places. There are like tunnels or cavern holes, cave entrances you can see along this path where it looks like storage spaces are off to the side. What would you like to do?
If we keep just walking down, will we just spiral all the way to the bottom?
It looks like you would, yeah.
How long does it look like it'll take?
So
not
there's
moving very
4
fast.
of those extra spires coming out?
Yeah, the smaller curved ones, yeah.
Can we see the mesh that Widowgast described? The mesh-like devices on the edges, or is that...
When you see the dispel wave, just like how everything that has some sort of arcana to it kind of slightly glows, you can see dozens of these little dots that are kind of embedded in the sides of the tunnel. Yeah, but it's all mainly based around the bottom of it.
Okay.
No point in looking.
Yeah, but it's all coming from those 2 main glowy points that then emanates out to all the little motion capture balls.
Correct.
We should try to make our way down, right?
Sure.
And Bo and Widowgast, we're gonna go for one of them while we try and do the other, correct?
say.
Pretty sure that's what they said. Because they
Do
got a
you
head
remember
start.
if they said they were going to go for one of them?
They're going in to try and disable both the device that's dispelling this, and or looking for any means of disabling the power sources for the key.
So they're going for the whole smash.
I just message Imogen and say, like, do you any eyes on our friends? Well, then fuck that. We wouldn't see them. They're
A little too
good
high
for
up
that.
at this point. But continue to walk down, I believe.
Yeah, please.
You call
I
down.
guess when should we call in the Ashari? We should call it like. When do we even want to set the clock?
I mean,
Does it look like a 1 hour walk?
To the base? No, probably about at the speed of this and doing it carefully without drawing attention. About 10 minutes.
Well, we want a distraction. That's the plan.
yeah,
To
we should
draw
call
people
him
out
in.
of here. And how fast will we think we can get down there?
10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or even less than an
Heat
hour.
of battle, things just pop off like that.
Okay. I'm going to wait until one of the pulses goes, and then immediately after, I'm going to cast Ending.
Okay. Going to step down the sometimes like 15, 20 foot wide walkway. Sometimes it looks like parts have kind of chipped or fallen off, and it gets to about 10 feet wide, which gets a little nerve-wracking for the width of your current shell, but doable.
Hey, thinking on the sight of the adjudicators hanging on the pikes, just thinking on it, did we notice any signs of damage, ruptures, slashes, or did they look mostly intact?
I'll say make an investigation check in hindsight as you were glancing through, kind of peering through the front belly entrance.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, nice. They appeared to be worn, damaged, like there was some sort of, whether it be from, if they were part of the crash or they were part of a scuffle, you're not uncertain, but you do definitely see. God damn it.
They weren't technically guards. Those were NPCs.
Thank you.
NPCs don't wear fucking cutlasses and a goddamn rifle on their back.
But yeah, they looked like they had seen some sort of wear.
What's all where?
The next wave comes through as you time yourself to go ahead and cast your spell right as it passes past. What are you doing? Casting sending towards
Keyleth.
Keyleth, all right.
We're heading into the pit. If we start the clock now, you'll be here in an hour. That should give us enough time. Anti-magic pulses every minute. We're trying to take it out.
Love Scarlett Johansson.
She responds, okay. I'll gather the forces I have. I found the tree. Within an hour, likely. We'll look for a sign.
DM. I can assume as soon as Pate gets hit with one of these anti-magic blasts that he'll go bye-bye.
Oddly, no.
No.
You watch him kind of like lose cohesion for a second and then pick right back up.
My baby.
It's odd. The energy waves of this aren't like fully dispelling things. They're just kind of scrambling a little bit.
Interesting.
The rest of us feel anything?
I mean, you feel like a
Okay,
kind of,
that's all.
just like
Nothing
like a gentle breeze suddenly blows by with a bit of warmth.
I didn't want to do it
Okay.
because
Also,
come back.
yeah. Did you describe, I think, that when those pulses come, all the dozens of little points down below kind of flare a little bit?
Yeah,
as well?
everything that has some sort of enchantment to it seems to like light up slightly, almost like there's just like a wave of lights going up.
Orem remembers that Caleb and Bo told him that Rand got hit with a petrification glyph, so he is looking for those on the ground, especially when the surges happen, to see if anything lights up on the ground or walls.
Okay, so I'll consider that your passive perception as we're descending, and when you get closer to the actual base, too, we'll make an active check for that too.
That's right. We could theoretically use some of this to our advantage if the glyphs like disable for a minute,
but then come back when they pass.
Yeah, plus,
Just
like, we have
another
to consider that it can't be a localized glyph. People have to go down there and service that thing. It has to be in reaction to something trying to disable it or hurt it, right?
I don't know.
People have to work on that shit all the time.
Hopefully, we're gonna know where they are.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll see.
Those kinds of glyphs, I mean, we don't know this, but those kinds of glyphs can have a condition set to fire off, right? So it could be an order given.
Yeah,
or
there'll be all kinds of stuff.
Can I just check in with Pate and say, like, how did that feel? Did you, like, black out for a second? Did you go away, or was it just a little woozy?
No, he's more of a little woozy. It's just sort of like I just, someone kicked me in the nuts for a second and kind of get a little fuzzy, and I was good to go. That's weird to say that. I don't even have nuts. What's it like having nuts? You don't know. You don't have nuts.
I don't know. We should add chutney.
What's that?
What's it like having nuts?
How big are yours?
Kind of like curls up, and they're. I mean, you tell me. You constructed him. Did you build him with nuts?
Rats have really big nuts.
What?
They do.
Rats? How do you know this?
Because I used to have hamsters. Hamsters, if
Hamsters
they
are
had
giant fucking rats.
they had big nuts, and I think rats are the same way.
I mean, it was a dead rat body, so I imagine they'd be shriveled and a little decayed, but I wouldn't have taken them off. That would have been cruel.
May not be the proudest of raisins, but they're my raisins.
I have no notes.
Fantastic.
Mine's right.
It's right about this time you see two figures that are walking up the ramp, and are probably going to be crossing past the two of you. You see them walking by what is now visibly on the left-hand side, an open cavern that kind of leads into the side of the tunnel. You're about maybe 20, 25 feet down from the top.
Let's go into that little cavern.
I took my cloak and I just wore it over my face.
I will say for this, I need you to make a stealth check.
Okay. 11.
11. Okay. Well, you both kind of continue to walk down. You kind of head to the edge of this. The two figures that pass by. You see another one in a vanguard robe, hood up, kind of scarf half down. Looks to be either a half elf or just kind of an elf without quite as eccentric features. Female, older. Kind of just glancing back at you and the large automaton as you pass by. The other figure you do recognize as an armored General Ratanish.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Well, we're like covered. I'm covered.
Yeah.
Why do we keep running into people we know? There's gotta be like 500 people here.
Paragon's call?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, he was like
Yes, it was who
Odahan's right hand.
Plus, I had a shaved head last time I
Baldwin.
saw him.
Correct.
So. Or no hair, rather.
As you're walking, Ratanish goes, What did you find? Points at the hand.
Prisoner. It'll be fun.
Really?
I hear this in druid craft, a flower with red berries growing from it, and I just go across my mouth and face and wait.
Okay. I want to see if perhaps this is one of the friends of our fine new decorative lady.
Man.
He's gonna recognize. He's gonna recognize Orin. Huh?
Really?
I don't know. Has he seen Orin?
Oh, no.
Orm was one of.
Yeah.
I mean, you're at
was
the
in the
event,
crowd.
but you were just in the crowd.
Yeah. Open up.
All right. I'll just sort of like roughly throw him on the floor. Like, right.
Are you acting unconscious?
Oh yeah, potato. I just play possum. And
Deception check.
Come on.
it's not high.
Guidance? Can I
There's no
guidance?
guidance here.
No,
No
you
magic.
touch him.
18.
Hey.
Ratanish kind of glances over. I almost feel bad for the thing.
He was spry. It'll be fun.
All right. Walks over and just kind of gives a little kick to the side. Puts the hand on the side of his kind of battle axe that's hanging on the side of the belt. Apparently there has been sightings of whispers of more coming from Vesselheim. So stay pushed. I don't think they'll get here in time, but just in case. They kind of step around the outside of the cavern entrance and continue heading up the ramp towards the top.
You can pick him up.
Kick him one.
Kick him again.
Grab him by the legs.
Oh, wrong command.
Just kind of throw him over my shoulder.
How's everybody doing?
Put him in my hand.
Put him in your hand.
I'm
that
gonna
way you
give
can
myself
see.
1
Alright, I'll
point
do
of
that.
bludgeoning damage.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
I'm feeling great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta pee, but you know, it's always when you're hiding.
Just let it out. Just let it go.
In here? Everybody cool for the whiz?
Please
Well,
don't.
we don't know what it's gonna do to the robot. It might, you know.
So a vote for yes, no, maybe.
No, just no.
I'm missing out.
Later.
You see walking across the catwalk a couple other figures that are just kind of inspecting, and looks like they're writing notes, kind of down looking over the central device. Further down the pathway, you can see another tunnel that leads off to the left-hand side. This one is a bit wider, and you can see within there's 2 tents that have what looks to be some open and empty crates, some cots, and you can see what look to be a pile of bodies. You, from what you can see within the hand, don't recognize anybody at a glance, no.
Wow, there's a lot of dead people in here. Should I go look?
Talking about 10, 30?
Quick glance, close to 10.
What kind of clothing are they wearing?
I mean, they're wearing, thicker, desert and badlands ready outfits, cloak, scarves, but they all look to be just like travelers' garments. Nothing that signifies vanguard, nothing that signifies call.
Unlucky fuckers.
Okay.
How long dead are they? Like weeks?
It's hard to tell from the distance. You have to get close and inspect. Okay. You continue to curve around the edge of the descending pathway. I would like you to make a dexterity check for me for the machine.
Sure.
Might have
Guidance,
done something.
guidance.
No magic.
Oh wait.
You start and we just.
Wait, but can I just try?
No.
Oh, that's right, because it's gonna point at us. I'm so sorry.
Dexterity check.
Yeah, just roll a d20.
Okay, 17.
17. As you're stepping along the side, it's a... Because you're not so terribly used to this body, there's a moment where you see where elements of this slow curvature crumbled, and you kind of saw it and getting a bit nervous at its approach. The moment you get there, you kind of hold yourself steady and then push past, and deftly you're picking up the swing of this body.
Yes. Feet are so fun.
Back onto a firm space, continuing to descend. You can see, as it widens a bit, there are 3 figures. Another one in Vanguard, 2 other Paragon's Call members, and behind them, a secondary warder that is approaching from behind.
How do you get past if there's 2 warders on the...
Yeah, is it?
Our warders are what I am right now?
Yeah. I mean, the pathway here is a little... There are parts that get wider, kind of like outcroppings that kind of stand there as like positions to watch over, and where the long catwalks are attached to, there is a space they can go across, but it's going to be a tight walk. They get there first, and they do stop and wait, knowing that you're going to be making a passage there.
Great.
Search of dominance.
All right,
Are they looking at me? Are they making eye contact? Do they seem like they don't care?
At the moment, they don't care.
Okay.
Just adjust. Do a little adjust.
Next wave hits, you feel it cascade through your form. The runes on the outside of the automaton shell kind of light up once more as you kind of push through that scattering, that static, and eventually come to the opposite end of this outcropping. With that, you kind of do-si-do and passing each other. They're definitely leaning on the inside, forcing you to go around.
Oh, Jesus.
As you do, they do get a close look at you. I would like you to make a stealth check again, and I would like you to make a deception check.
13 this time.
That was a 12 for everyone at home.
All right. They walk by. The automaton kind of like just cruises past. The two call members walk. The one Vanguard member kind of stops and turns its head in your direction, and you hear a voice in your head. What's your business?
Delivery for General Timolt.
I don't think I've connected with your mom before. What's your name?
You see your mom?
With your mind. With your mind.
Your mind. That's none of your business.
Make an intimidation check.
Come on. Come on.
Come on, Will Arnett.
Okay. Natural 20.
Yes.
As this individual is kind of
my god. I can't do
an
that.
untrusting curiosity
I don't know
and
how to
forceful
replicate
push
that.
into your mind, and you're
I do not have
up
that
until
good
recently
voice. I
unfamiliar
do
with
not.
having that sort of willpower resistance within your own will, but you're focused, and you immediately push back and slam them out of your consciousness as they visibly clear their throat and catch up with the other two Paragon's call members and begin to dally up.
I'm Batman. Cool.
That's fine.
You're about halfway down the pit now, and you've gone past the peak of this massive Malleus Key. As you descend it, you can see the cresting pulses of greenish glass exterior veins of the residuum that has been burned within, and now you can see at the bottom of this platform, you can see the massive machine that is affixed to the base of this key. You can see the glowing engines and the armored exterior. This thing has been heavily reinforced, and now with the wave of energy around it, you can see there's also like some sort of an arcane field around this device, some sort of like a shell or a shield.
Like an energy, not a physical barrier, but like an energy barrier.
Like some sort of arcane like boundary is visible on parts of this machine. You also see a number of these figures that are based around these four smaller kind of curved spires. They have ladders and staircases, and they're up inside, and they're placing things within, and you recognize the crates that they're reaching into and the small vials that they're removing from them and affixing up inside these four smaller spires. They are filling with installing into them more of these vials of possibility.
Oh, jeez.
Dude, what the fuck are they making?
Possibility.
Oh my god.
You also see another familiar figure step through one of these groups.
This is the worst dairy farm ever.
A dark red, tattered cloak and cowl, the gray hair, the familiar, frightening visage.
Oh.
Yeah, right there. Right there in front of you.
Put it away! Put it away!
See.
You got your circlet.
The legendary Odohan Thul, who steps up and speaks to somebody and turns around and pulls her cloak up. And you watch as something behind her ejects. 2 vials fall to the ground, and somebody else installs 2 into the back. The cloak falls over it once more.
Same cylinders that are going into the spires?
Mm-hmm.
So she's just getting all these, like, possibilities. She's just getting to roll luck all the time.
Gotta find the Dunamis
Or
bunny.
it's keeping her alive or something.
There's a Dunamis bunny around here with a
Well,
drum.
that's interesting. That's the concept.
She then
I
walks
think he's
off
just staying up in that echo, but that
exits the central area to some direction. If you want to see where she's walking.
That is a 24.
24. You kind of keep an eye out, and you can see now down here there's at least 25, 26 people, the immediate visual range, that are running different bits of the preparation around here. You watch where Odohan kind of scoots through and heads towards one entranceway, or I would say like cavern entrance that descends out of view.
Okay.
Shit.
Okay.
In your head, you hear, well, fuck. We didn't really think about what we were going to do when we got down here.
Tilt your head down to the right. See that entrance down there?
Shit.
That's where
Yeah.
She went.
Yeah, what about it?
That's where she went.
Oh, yeah. No, I saw.
You know, with the roll that
See shit. I saw.
with the roll that you made, you do see there are some small alcoves kind of built into it, but there are 4. You rolled pretty decently. You might have to get closer, but you can see like at least the one that she went through looks to be more freshly opened. You can see there are mounds of dirt on the outside and piles of rock, like the tunnel she went through was recently excavated.
It's a freshly cut crevasse.
Indeed.
Wow.
Do we see at the base? Do we see Ren?
From this angle, you do not. And you continue to descend, passing by one other call member that comes by carrying an empty crate. Doesn't seem to pay much mind to you. And as soon as you get a secondary look, you now see towards the kind of southern base of the quay, kind of hidden within some of the twisted ruins. And you can now get a better view of these ruins, too. There are, like, staircases and structures that look like this was the center of a society. Some sort of a small village or city that was built here that was long lost to time around this device. And kind of tucked into one of these kind of curved bits of ruined stone, you see a statue-like figure. You're uncertain if this is part of the ruin or if this is Rin, but you do see what looks to be a still stone-like figure.
The ruins, they just look like they were excavated by the previous people here? Or are they built into, like the sides of the pit at all?
No,
They were uncovered?
They're uncovered.
Yeah.
It looks like this existed long ago, and part of this excavation, whatever sinkhole seemed to emerge here, or whatever excavation long dug within, has been slowly peeling away at this city lost to time.
Is Rin completely out in the open for all to see, or she's not hidden amongst junk?
No. She's like right next to one of those 4 curved
Hey,
spires.
1 hour left
and
in
surrounded by
this
about
part.
easily within eye shot of about 20 people.
Cool cameo pink.
And how many people are down there? Like 20
That's
people?
actually
Like 25.
that's a pretty good idea.
And there are individuals like leaving and into other tunnels, and there are some that are coming back up.
Which one is
Like, there's definitely kind of an energy about
which
the
one
movement
is
here that people are getting ready for a big event.
which ones were filled out last episode? Did you exist last episode?
Disabling some of these, and maybe that creates a distraction.
You're on the ground floor?
Is there anywhere on the ground floor that looks like it's hidden? Anywhere that looks hidden?
Alcove or...
Yeah.
Under a bunch of bodies.
It looks like there are a couple of alcoves, small, kind of like not full caverns, but like little, 15-foot spaceways into the bottom kind of outer wall, as well as a number of other tunnels and caverns that splinter off from it. Yeah.
Also, as on the trip down, looking at all these people scurrying around, there's like 20 of them. If I just get a bead on 1 or 2 of them as I'm looking everywhere, do I get a sense of, obviously not Thule, but of just all these strangers walking around? If I pick 1 or 2, do I get a sense of their class level and their HP compared to mine?
Sure, yeah. Glancing at a few of them, you look at, let's say, a Paragon's call member. Class level's lower, strength is higher. What was the other one you asked me?
Well, I just asked HP and I'm just like, do they seem formidable? Like one person seem formidable compared to any one of us?
One person doesn't seem as formidable, but there's a lot of them.
Yes.
There's a lot of them,
Yes.
and they're no pushovers. At least the Paragon's call member. You glance at another individual who's in like Vanguard robes, and they're maybe a little less on that scale. Make a perception check for me.
Boy, super low, 2 3s. That is a 12.
Gotcha.
I just read.
Check out some of these alcoves.
Yeah, do I see my mom around anywhere?
Someone's just throwing like Sam's Charlie gets irritated. Okay.
17.
17.
Really good for me.
You look about the crew beneath here, and amongst the various Vanguard robed figures, the Paragon's Call members, and what looks to be even a couple of individuals that are shackled and put to work that aren't adorned in any familiar symbols or colors of the factions that you know have joined here, sit kind of amongst the center of the crew. You get this weird sense, and you glance up towards one of those catwalk bridges, and you see a figure leap from it, and then just begin to slowly drift down. And within the dark shadow of the space, you see the silhouette of the figure as it descends. And as the glow from underneath the various light sources that are kind of patterned out amongst the busyness that encompasses the bottom of this pit, you see the long kind of leather coat flickering by, the braided, familiar color hair of your mother as she just glides down and begins conversing with one of the other figures at the base of the quay.
She's a vampire.
That's one way to get down.
Wow. Boy. What are we doing? People in my belly.
You
Come
watch
up with
as
a
she kind
plan.
of gestures, and a large piece of metallic armor, one of those jagged plates that you've seen being shipped down from above, lifts up off the ground by itself as she gestures over, and it fits itself and clings to the outside.
One of the spires of the key.
She's
the key.
She's a lot stronger than me.
No, if you believe in yourself.
All right, here. F.C.G.
I'm doing stuff. What do you want? What are we doing?
Do we want to start with one of these alcoves?
Are we breaking things? Are we hiding? What are we doing?
You see now another wave come through. This time with a closer up look, you can see these devices. They're kind of small, self-contained, almost arcane engine-looking devices. There's one on one end and one on the other, and they have these kind of V-shaped spikes that shoot out. And as they kind of flare up, it's like a weird crackling and a hum noise goes. And when they both blast, you can see that wave kind of cascade out and upward. And now that you're closer to it, you can see it's not a central wave. It's two patterned waves that kind of bounce off as it heads upward, and that seems to pretty much cover the entirety of the site.
And it's bouncing off the mirrors, or it's just like...
No, they're just kind of like ricocheting off the walls.
Is Rin's form within that flow of energy that we're seeing go up?
That flow of energy hits everything in the chamber.
Everything in the chamber. Okay. Yeah. Other question is that the passageway that Fool went into and other passageways down here, are they big enough for the warder to fit into?
Make a perception check for me.
Maybe the water can like stand in front of it.
20.
Did Rin have
the
an...
passageway?
3.
Oh,
23.
If you're block it, while people get out.
It would be very, very tight, and that's at the entrance. You're uncertain if they widen or grow smaller upon entry.
We could start a confrontation out here, but the two people from Wildmount said that they have the power source, like, squirreled away in chambers dug out underneath, so that's got to be what she's going to, and there's more. We want to try to zap them of their juice.
Yeah.
Feels like that's a good place to start.
Do we walk the warder up to one? I keep thinking of water. Can you fetch me some water?
Yes. How my grandma says.
Yeah, that's some Kentucky shit right there.
I'll mosey on up towards
Do we want to get
one of them.
out of it first in case they're not welcome down?
Right at the door.
Let's scout, see what's in the cavern.
All right, I'll walk over to the cavern and sort of just kind of peek inside.
Okay. You come down to the base of this walkway. You're now effectively on the ground floor of this tunnel. There's broken rock and shale around you. You can see there are tools, pickaxes, shovels, all means of excavation within here. You can see empty crates and boxes that have been stacked to the edges, things that have been carried in here. Familiar crates, many that you saw within Hexen's abode that carry these vials, as well as a handful of small black cases that are marked with the Cerberus assembly. You can see the occasional, like, somewhat flinted shard of residuum just kind of left on the ground, like a small little flake of it that kind of glitters and glows when that energy field fills up, and it's almost like seeing like just a hint of glitter scattered across the dust before you. Many of the figures watch as you approach and just kind of keep an eye out as you begin to enter. Those who are visible, which would be both of you, primarily just you since you're the non-automaton. How are you passing yourself off as you begin to enter the exterior, the surrounding space of this excavation?
Fuck. What the shit? Head held high. And do I have like a notebook or anything?
Do you?
I don't really have anything like that.
Just like a proud Tara Reid.
Just like I'm gonna just like cross my arms and like look around like I'm keeping an eye out for
Okay.
people fucking with us.
You got it. You do glance around and you see a few more bodies that are kind of pushed to the edge of this.
Clean up?
Looks like they weren't important enough to evacuate, but at least to put off to the side. These look like they were dropped within or fell into the pit and are a bit meshed. One of them does appear to be the familiar physical form of adjudicator that you had encountered before, though arm like heavily broken as it seemed to have landed somewhere in its torso. You can see where its face is in the ground. Most of the dust that has kind of poured through from the storm has like filled up most of the gaps, but you can see where the face is. The mask removed, and there's just this bloody skull where it was pulled from. Another big crate cracks open, and you see two more large metal armored shards lift up in the air as Liliana is guiding the reinforcement of the devices not far from you.
Can you recognize the material that these shards are?
Metal.
Make a deception check as you pass through. I'll give you advantage because you are accompanied by an automaton. You're not walking straight through, and you are wearing proper vestments.
21.
Okay. Now, are you heading towards one of the alcoves? Are you heading towards one of the cavern entrances? Are you heading to where Odahan was going? What are you doing?
An alcove?
I follow your orders.
An alcove that looks like it's not very busy, so I can get F.C.G. warder up against it.
Okay. You glance off to the left-hand side, kind of coasting on the outside edge of this excavation, so you don't have to get directly face-to-face or rub shoulders with any of the immediate workers here. There is one alcove that looks like it's large enough, about 20 feet in or so, and it looks like this was a storage alcove. You come into this space as you kind of walk over the heavy footfalls of F.C.G's warder automaton behind you. A couple figures kind of glance over and look and then shake their head and go back to their work. On the inside of here, you can see there are a few tables, and there are other clusters of tools and materials that were used for the excavation that now kind of lay abandoned at the moment, no longer finding their purpose. Mostly dark, no light source beyond anything you wish to bring to the space, this far end of the base.
Seems like a good place to get out.
The next wave goes through.
Just two things. I don't know how we get Ren out of this, and two, if this is like the best transport we've had, if we get out, it changes the odds.
We're also, this is like a break room we're in. Like, once we're out and we step out, it's on.
Yeah.
I can put Ren in me.
We have to pick it up, though.
Everybody.
People are paying attention to the statue in the garden.
Everybody swarms this most important place if we kick it off. I don't know that this is the right idea, but we could follow Thule and corner her and deal with her alone.
Well, wait, we saw people gathering down here like they were gathering for an event. What if Odahan is about to make a speech or some shit?
That's fair.
Maybe there's some sort of something where everyone will be focused, and
I
then we
mean,
can wreck some.
Should we just wait?
The automatons are kind of on patrol duty, though, so if it stops to listen to the speech, they might be like, what the fuck? Is Johnny Five alive over here?
Why don't we stay in here? We kind of keep sussing it out and keep jumping from cavern to cavern.
Another option. Again, I'm not just weighing options. Fool went down a freshly cut crevasse, and there were a couple more, right?
Yeah, you can see from where you're currently standing a secondary one about 30 or so feet to the right of the one that Fool went through.
And they're just like
Those are
go
possibly
into
where they're
the
storing their
residual
their
shit.
go juice for this thing.
Yeah, let's, because we can always go in, jump out, fuck that shit up, jump back in, and kind of keep rinse and repeating until we feel like there's maybe a good opportunity to bust the main power.
How long has it
cords.
been since I called?
I'd say about 15, 20 minutes.
Okay, so we got T-minus 45 minutes.
Let's go to the next one.
It feels like that might be the right thing instead of getting out here, right?
So yeah, let's go to the next cavern or alcove or whatever and see if we can slow it down.
And to walk over, continuing your baseline patrol of the bottom of this excavation site, passing by a crew that begins to move over and cross your path. I'd like another deception check from you, with advantage, as they cross your walkway to not draw any suspicion.
That would be a 27.
Whoa!
Well, they rolled high too, but not as high as a 27. They walk past and
Oh, by the way,
glance in your direction.
A little while ago
the call
was my
members kind of
birthday.
You can tell just to look at them.
My
as they're
sister's
glancing around,
gift.
there is kind of a heightened security state here. and
A
people are
Nerf gun
actively
based
looking
on the
for
new upcoming Dungeons and
sort of
Dragons movie, Arnold Thieves.
infiltration.
We'll be seeing that at the
You
end
see
of the
from some of the bodies around here, some of the displays at the top of the cavern, that they've had a few incursions already, or at least encounters.
It's
and
funny.
already know that this is probably
I
going to
currently have
increase as
a
they
have
approach the event.
created a free night that's
So
like
they have that kind
D&D
of
in
suspicious
D&D,
glance, but
or
as soon
you
as
know,
they
on
see the
D&D
automaton
Beyond,
come out of the alcove,
you know, just like
and you
use
kind
it
of
like
walking comfortably
if I was in the
alongside it,
campaign where I played my
they
ass.
just kind of put their head back
Yeah,
down, walk into
something
the
similar.
far end, pick up some more
Kind of something
tools,
that's
and begin
slightly
to head
similar
back
to
in
this.
towards the center of the ruin. Are you heading to the cavern that's the other cavern, or the one that Odohan is in?
No.
The non-Odahan.
Okay. So you cross.
The Nodohan.
The
Nodohan. There we go.
You cross past the one that Odahan went into, and kind of have that breathless moment where all sound seems to.
Because of an hour lost his
in
whole
that direction.
until commercial break when I
Yes.
call it quits.
Beyond it, around the outer edge, another one of those waves cuts through, and now you're glancing around. You can see there are.
Wait, that's a real
little
freaking game?
glyphs that
What
begin
the
to kind of
heck?
appear in little breaks in the ground. You can see parts of the landscape within the ruin that the other workers are like. You watch as they move carefully, and they are avoiding specific places. And you see one in the ground.
Okay, so I'm gonna just whisper those out to Imogen.
You only see one from this position. You have to get closer to really make it out, but you're kind of out on the outskirts. You see one that you can mark to everybody.
Watch where other people are stepping.
Okay.
Still bodies everywhere?
Not as many on this side, but there is another opposite side ramp walkway that kind of is a little bit ahead of where this other secondary entrance is. But you then begin to approach, and there is a figure kind of standing who kind of walks over and kind of perches their back up against it and takes a deep breath, almost like they're either taking a break or they're acting as a sentinel to this entryway as you begin to step up and approach. They look over towards you as the automaton kind of begins to step forward, and they just kind of give a nod.
A nod back. And keep walking.
Okay. You're walking into the entrance?
Ship change.
Yeah. Yeah.
You also
Just fully
you could
like
also give
a-
them some stamp too.
Huh?
Undead owl or?
Yeah.
This figure's wearing Vanguard vestments.
Casual
and
appearance at a
is-
sentry post.
You kind of put their hood back a bit, and you can see this human, male, kind of like pale, very pale skin, kind of balding ring on the sides, like friar haircut. It just kind of like crosses his arms and pulls out, looks like some sort of a hand-rolled cigarette, and begins to ignite it with flint.
Smoke break down here.
Right from that can for a while. What?
Put it away. I'm gonna keep walking like I'm gonna go through the entrance.
Make a deception check.
That shit'll kill you.
With advantage.
21.
21. Takes it and flicks it onto the ground and stomps it out. And just kind of like leans against. They say he's leaning against the wall, but puts the cigarette out.
Those things will kill you. Muffled from
But now that you're approaching this entryway, it looks like it's just wide enough for the automaton to like step into and block, and not get much further than that.
Do you want to block it?
Open the front door and block it? Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I'll...
I mean, you can, like, underneath the legs, there's a walkway, but, like, you know, you kind of, like, you can't get much further than, like, 5 feet into it before you just kind of become the archway.
Is Smokey watching us?
I mean, he's, like, off to the side, and he's not smoking, but he's just kind of, like, pissed off a bit. And
Tell me when.
Well, I want to, like, kind of look in and see what's going on. What's through the entrance?
it is a descending cavern that kind of winds around just out of view, but it like rapidly goes into a 45-degree angle.
I mean, we could open up the belly and hop out.
Yep. Go?
Yep,
Sure.
abandon ship.
All right.
We're getting out. We're getting out.
I'll just kind of...
So you step into, the belly opens up, and it's kind of, it's a little janky from the damage it sustained from the battle and squeaks a bit. It makes a loud kind of screeching sound, and the figure who's posted there kind of like turns and looks inside, looks a bit curious about what you're doing.
I just turn and kick the warder. This fucking piece of shit.
What are you doing?
That's none of your business, son.
2,000 Harlow?
Intimidation check.
She's son.
We're 52 years old.
I say that in his head.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Take advantage on the intimidation check.
Come on. Okay. 24, no, 22, I'm sorry.
22. You see that into his head, and immediately he kind of goes, there's a look of like recognition for a second, and goes, puts his hood back up, and then kind of just begins to mingle with the rest of the working crew and vanishes at a set.
Before has there been a pulse?
Yeah, there is.
Wait here for a second. I send Pate
It's
down.
funny how they have the order to keep checking, but not once since getting that order since they have have they really checked it and gotten a real pulse.
The
pulse
tunnel curves down almost in
or they already knew she was there.
Not full 360, but definitely like a 180 back below, and the ramp eventually exits into another fresh cavern. It looks like it's been like haphazardly opened. Has kind of an entryway in the center there, mainly just like rock and broken shale, and kind of it's very rough hewn. But there is kind of towards the back of it a cluster of various arcane power sources. You can see there are arcane cores. You can see there are cylindrical designs. It looks like a haphazard collection of different power sources from different places all across Exandria that have been kind of tethered together. You can see it's partially armored in places, and it's been kind of like affixed into the wall, and there are, where they're all attached, this heavy piece of like a mechanical cording. You can see there is almost like around the outside of it residuum tethers that seem to carry and emphasize the power coursing upward into the rock and above.
I relay that. Any sign of people?
There are 3 figures in there keeping watch. You see 2 Paragons call and 1 Vanguard figure that are sitting at a table, and they're all kind of faced open towards the wall. I would like you to make a stealth check.
I go invisible. I tell him telepathically to go invisible.
which he can do.
Which you can do.
He goes invisible.
As we came down into this lower area before we picked this cavern and went by the guard that she's mind-fucked, about how many caverns did we see, roughly?
Along the base?
Yeah, like different avenues that we could...
Full one and one, you cross over to the next one, that's all you've seen.
Just two.
Just two so far, but you've only really been around like 40% of the outer wall.
All right. There's 3 motherfuckers down there. Currently, you said
They're just like chilling, playing like cards.
They're not really playing cards, they're kind of like talking and conversing, and you can see one of them like their knee is bouncing with nervous energy. Like they're just kind of been assigned here. And
What are they saying? Anything of import?
roll a perception check for Pate, if you don't mind. It's not a very high DC necessarily, but always fun to see what gets rolled.
What would I use? His wisdom?
Yes.
10.
10? Kind of listens in, and one of them is like, I don't know, there's something about this that just makes me nervous. Haven't been part of something quite this big, you know. We're just used to taking people's money outside of the city. And you notice, like, kind of glancing over through his eyes, this is one of the call members who's talking to, partially to the other call member at the table, and kind of also to the Vanguard figure who's kind of faced partially away. The other one who's, and here there's this one small light source, which is this kind of singular oil lantern. It looks like an oil lantern, but the flicker in it is just a steady magical glow. So it looks like this is a magical lantern. Most of these within here are, so as not to run out of fuel. As it's placed on there, the other call figure is a massive half giant, kind of sits back in the chair and goes, "Yeah, I don't even care. They're paying well enough. I'd say I could probably retire after this."
So we have a half giant. Who was the other Paragon's call? Big guy, little guy?
Little guy looks to be like a stocky halfling.
Stocky halfling. And then the Vanguard member, does that person look like a mage? Do they look like some of the other higher stationed, or just another lackey?
This one looks to be, they're wearing Vanguard robes. You can't really tell. In the low light, you can see they're humanoid, but you can't see more of that with roll of 10, unfortunately.
Okay. I relay that message. Looks like we've got one Vanguard member, 2 Paragons call, one of them half giant. They seem very uneasy. We might be able to use that to our advantage.
Get in there quick and keep it quiet.
Get in, keep it quiet, or we could try before we keep it quiet to have them, like General Rotanis, General Timo requests you topside at the rim, like send them all the way up. Right, with your mind powers or something, so maybe they walk and keep going so that we don't have to get noisy in here. Yeah. I mean, but that also doesn't help us with the noisy that we're going to have to get against the batteries, right?
Maybe. Yeah.
Unless we can leave some kind of a...
I wish I had a silent spell. Does anyone have a silent spell?
No. We never saw a mage hunter golem or anything.
No, not
like
yet.
that.
I don't even think we would know what it looked like.
I mean,
only heard
like
about
a golem to start.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. And these are not golems.
Okay.
We could roll in 3 for 3 plus Imogen if you wanted to.
Right.
To try and give orders first, and then if it goes bad.
Yeah, like where the shift change.
Right. Yeah, shift change is good.
Okay. Who's going in?
Who's wearing robes?
Yeah, we got 2 Paragon's call, right? Robes and 1 Vanguard robe.
Who were in Vanguard?
I was in Vanguard.
You were in Vanguard.
I think I had a Paragon.
You did?
Yeah.
And then you had
I look Paragon.
Yeah.
There's a few Paragon outfits. It was taken from the encounter in Eos, and there was 3 Vanguard members that you fought when you first came to the entrance of this.
Why don't we do you 3, and then the rest of us will stay back a little bit, but be near.
What if someone comes up and is like, "What are you doing, automaton? Just all by on your own?"
Well, it's broken down.
Oh, just acting broken down.
Well, if I look around, are there any other automatons like me around?
You saw a number that were kind of in the process of bringing materials.
But they were all
around.
working. None were at rest.
Currently, yes.
Okay, and are there any bodies around? Or any
within
shards of rock?
this cavern that you've wedged yourself into? None.
Well, I'm going to back out of
Okay.
the wedge.
Yeah, and just maybe look on guard.
Yeah, are there any piles of rocks or anything that I can just sort of do busy work, like piling bodies or piling rocks or sort of clearing clearing a path.
You can certainly do busy work.
I'm gonna do busy work.
Okay. All right. Is it just you within? Who all staying inside?
Is anyone who's lagging behind, are they getting inside the warder?
Yeah.
They're gonna stay inside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So exiting the warder. Who's exiting the warder? I guess.
I am. Ashton, Orm.
I'm exiting the warder.
Okay.
Oh God. I'll fix your sword arm at the break.
I'm going to keep Pate down there
Right.
Okay.
and give any just continue to be their eyes until they get down there.
Okay. You got it. So, we have the three of you walking in Vanguard robes behind Imogen as you descend the cavern below.
So you can see what they're doing.
I can continue to watch. I can also cast touch spells through Pate, so
You can.
I can help in that way.
Okay.
You step into this rock chamber, and it has kind of like a winding, not even like a rocky stair that's just made from digging into the dirt below. You can see the table across the way and some of the open crates, as well as the kind of the different pulsing, thrumming glows of energy sources that are all kind of mashed together in the far corner. As soon as you step in, the figures kind of glance over. One of the call members goes, "Tsk," and points over. The Vanguard figure turns around, and you see they are like a green scale dragonborn beneath the hood, with one kind of cloudy cataract eye, kind of glancing over, and you immediately hear in your mind, "What is your purpose?"
There's trouble on the rim.
What trouble?
There was an attack. General Rotanish says to be on the lookout. Y'all are needed up there.
Make a deception check.
Come on.
This does not have advantage.
18.
Okay.
18. This figure goes, "Really? Well, then I suppose we should get to it." Stands up and kind of glances at the other two. You both kind of look back at him, give a nod. They stand up.
I want to have a second just to see. I want to see if there's any funny business this is making.
It is
me
funny
nervous.
business.
Make an insight
No
check.
doubt.
Yeah,
It's on.
Yeah, they're gonna.
No, 7.
7?
Oh.
No.
Hard to pick up on
Yeah, no, there's no question.
immediately, but they kind of walk past. They kind of spread out a little bit. The two call members kind of wrap around the four of you.
They're flanking.
And the central Vanguard figure kind of walks past you to get a very like up close glance at you. And as they move just past your shoulder, kind of looking into you, you hear in your mind once more their voice go, "Well, let's see what you're made of. I need you to roll initiative."
Oh, this combat will be brought to you by
Only a half
WizKids
hour
Minis.
left.
The Vox Machina box set, the Box Machina, is available now for pre-order. Find these and many more Critical Role minis at wizkids.io/crminis and your local game store. Wow, we are in it.
Can I roll as well for Pate?
Whoa.
For Pate?
You can actually.
I don't think I can be surprised. As long as
does it say that?
Fucks me.
Hold on, where is it? Let me double check.
Because it's pretty.
Wait, we're all rolling initiative.
Are you in there?
Well, no.
Also, if you are surprised at the beginning of combat, you can
But-
act normally on your first turn
But
if
I
you enter
mentioned
rage
make
before
us roll
doing
once
anything
we
else.
arrive.
Indeed.
We do that.
And
So
so we
let's see
have-
how they do. Let's see how they do.
I don't know.
Chet, probably up here.
You
Right.
said the Ruby Vanguard
Actually, probably would probably be a little
person
further.
here is the dragon, is the...
Indeed.
Oh man.
So
Don't have
It is on.
don't have a ruby, a dragonborn ruby Vanguard figure necessarily, but we'll just say that this figure is the one that just walked past before saying that. And then the other two call figures are here, the tiny one, the halfling, I'm using that there, and then this one here, which is the large half giant. So, from that point, let us go ahead and do initiative 25 to 20.
24.
Okay.
15,
20 to 15.
17.
Okay. 15 to 10?
12.
All right. All right.
I'm not sure.
10 to 5?
And 5 for Pate/Lomna.
Alrighty. I'm going to say Pate was probably invisible. I'm just going to put this as Pate here, kind of up on the edge of the cliff, keeping watch.
Okay.
But top of the round, Orem, you were the first to react. As soon as you see everyone kind of like tense and move inward, you know immediately what's coming, and you go ahead and jump to the task. What do you do?
I spring to it. I slide right under Mage's legs and drag my blade along the lower part of his leg and try to whip him up and drop him on his back with a tripping attack.
Go for it.
Ooh, that's low. That's not going to hit. Probably that is a 11.
11 does not hit.
And then I will just bring it around and his leg, I guess, lifts out of the way, so I will then flip it around and then try to dig it into his calf and do the same. That's better. That is a 17 to hit.
17 just hits.
The save is strength against 16, DC 16.
That is a failure.
He's on his back.
So the first strike is you try and cover up, or steps back as soon as you slide down, and you watch this kind of this mental field just deflect this flash of psychic energy. And then as soon as they pull their leg up, you smash the other leg out from underneath with another swipe. And,
And I'm trying to drop him right in front of Ashton.
How much damage was that?
14.
14 already. Okay.
And then I'm going to dive and roll under Imogen's legs, crawling up onto this little rock outcropping
This guy,
here.
Mike can tag opportunity.
That's fine.
Over here?
Yeah, nope, too far. Right there.
Oh, you got it. Okay, gets attack opportunity against you.
Okay.
That's going to be a 13.
Doesn't hit, and I
Smashes into rock.
Immediately do bait and switch with Imogen, so that we trade places. I roll back under her and push her up onto that rock. You get an extra 7 on your armor class to the start of my next turn.
So up here?
Yeah, shield up in front of her.
You got it. Awesome. That finish your go?
Yes.
All right, next up we have the guy who's on the ground. Gets up from prone for half his movement, and it's going to go ahead and move back this way. Actually, no, he's not, because he's in combat with both of you. Just kind of stays in place, and instead it's going to go ahead and cast. He's going to cast Hypnotic Power. All right.
What level is that?
It's going to go ahead and he's going to create a hypnotic pattern in this space. Does get their friend in it over here, but I'm going to need all 4 of you to go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Cool.
I have advantage against being charmed.
You do.
Natural 20.
Affected.
Snap.
10.
10? All right.
15.
15.
15.
15. Suddenly, you watch as the figure kind of stands back up, and they put their hand out in front, their eyes flash. You kind of put your gaze away, but the rest of you suddenly see this splash of technicolor in front of you, and your arms kind of drop to your side, and you just kind of stand there, currently charmed. And while you're charmed, you're incapacitated, and your speed is 0. You all are frozen in place.
All 3 of you?
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, wait. That would be 16.
Pate was not in there.
I rolled 16.
16 succeeds then.
Oh.
So the 2 of you do. The 2 of you just drop there, staring into space, almost drooling. You manage to shrug it off. This is exalted energy.
Oh, shit.
Subtle. Not as forceful maybe as yours, but present.
I would think that any bump I was giving to Imogen's armor class is gone too, because I'm just...
I'd say
would it?
logistically it's him guarding you, so
Yeah.
I'd say yes.
Okay.
From a narrative standpoint, it makes sense. Nevertheless, that finishes with you both frozen. Actually, you're not. He's uncertain. No, because you didn't get affected. He's going to stay put. With that, it's going to come to Ashton's go. Ashton, you lose your turn.
I can't do shit about it. No roll says a save roll. All right, cool.
If you take any damage or someone uses an action to shake you out of it, you're going to break out of it.
Okay.
But otherwise, you just stand there, stupefied. All right, Chetney, you're up.
Cool, this is fun. I'm going to move so that
is Ashton? If I move opposite of Ashton, is it still considered flanking, even though he's catatonic?
No, because he has to be threatening to the target.
Oh, fuck a duck.
And technically his friend was in the. Oh, he did succeed with the natural 17. So the call member is not affected.
You can tap me on the way around, but I'm not gonna.
Takes action.
Too much meta. Oh wow. Okay.
It's still level 8.
Shit.
But if you don't have damage to the figure, you might drop concentration if you're feeling confident.
That's what I'm thinking. So I will stay where I am and not move into a flanking position, and I will bring out Turmoil and use the magic word to unleash the full scythe.
The blade shoots out at the side.
With my bonus action, I'll draw it up along my calf, and you just see flame dance up the side of the scythe. This is what we got, motherfucker. And I'll take a swing against the figure that cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Okay, go for it.
Let me run my... That's 3. Okay. That is 19 to hit.
19 hits.
Okay, 19, and the second strike will be... 19 plus that, 27 to hit.
Yeah, both hit.
Amazing, okay. Let's do so, 2d6.
Come up.
12 plus 3, 15 on the first one.
15 damage. Maintain concentration.
Amazing. And 16 points of damage on the second one.
Second one. Maintain concentration.
And let's see, on both of those. Well, 1d8 thunder damage on each, sorry. Or. Yeah, 1d8 thunder damage.
To each of those. Yeah, go for it and roll
Where's
those.
the fucking. There it is. 5. 6 points of thunder damage.
6 points of thunder damage. All right, got it. All right, Chetney, gonna stay put?
Did the thunder damage connect to the save?
It does. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
they roll high enough
part of
to.
the
they
same
kick
attack.
that.
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
I'll stay there.
All right, so you stay finished there. That now goes to these two figures' turn. This one runs in. It's going to go ahead and kind of pincer you against the other, so they both have advantage on their attacks against you. First one here is going to go ahead and strike you with its big old mace in its hand. Oh my god.
Third left.
Okay, 17 to hit.
That does hit.
It does hit. Okay, cool. Very cool. I like it. You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
It just cracks you upside the head. You kind of pull out of the way just in time before it takes any heavy impact, but you feel your ear kind of warm from the cut at the side of the mace. Second strike with advantage is also going to hit. That's even higher than that. That's 23.
Oh yeah.
That's only 3 points of bludgeoning damage on that one. The opposite side, the other one is going to go ahead and strike you with short sword with advantage. It's going to be a 15.
Misses.
Misses. Second one. It's going to be 20 to hit.
Yes.
And that one deals 5 points of slashing damage to you as they both just just unleashing upon you side to side, being careful not to wake up the other ones.
Fuck.
Finishing their go, Imogen, you're up with Pate on deck.
Okay, I'm gonna use my bonus action to talk to F.C.G. because that's the last person I had the telepathic connection with.
Yeah.
And say, "We're made. Get in here."
I think Demi Moore just said something.
I'm gonna put my hands to the side of my head and lash out with a psychic whip against the Dragonborn and the half giant.
You got it. What's the save on that?
That is a 17 intelligence save.
17 intelligence. Ooh, failure. And both failures.
Okay. So that's 3d6 psychic damage to both of them. Wow, that's shit. 6 points of psychic damage, but both of them have to make a choice on their next turn. They can only move, do an action, or a bonus action. They don't get all three.
Got it. All right, so both things struck by it. Concentration check. It's a natural 1.
Nice.
Hey, that's great.
While it wasn't a lot of damage, you struck right in the middle of its mind. The Dragonborn grabs the sides of his head and kind of clutches them for a second. The pattern vanishes, and both Orem and Ashton, your eyes blink back to consciousness. frustrated, you grab your weapons at the ready for when the next round comes.
Would you think that my shield back up in this moment coming too would
I'd say so.
then protect? Great.
I'd allow that.
Great. I'm gonna back up with my movement.
Okay. We'll lose the AC bonus.
Oh, I have to stand next to him?
Yeah, he's guarding you with the
Well, then
shield.
fuck it. I'm gonna stay around.
Okay. All right, finishing your go, that brings us to Pate with Orm on deck.
All right.
What's the creature, the dragon up on the
That's
top?
Pate. I don't have a Pate mini at the moment.
Perfect.
I'm gonna have him.
Or actually, this would be it's a little more viable. I'll just use this little bird.
Shit.
It's tiny. That works.
I also don't want him to get fucking punked.
Which were the ones that got that can only make one choice?
Both of these.
Are they both wearing armor? Oh.
The Vanguard one is not wearing. It looks like they're wearing robes. You don't know if they have armor underneath.
But
The other one is.
the big
The big one. The half
big
giant.
guy. He's gonna fly up to the big guy, and I'm gonna dump a shocking grasp into him.
Gonna grasp and shock you!
You have advantage because he doesn't
And
see
he has
you.
an advantage, which I will happily take.
But you've heard him.
18.
18 hits.
Awesome.
Mr. Mercer,
Yes?
can I change my mind and back up? Because I'm gonna lose it anyway. He's about to go.
Mr. Mercer.
Allow that.
And that's
Oh no, wait.
It's the best.
7 damage. No. Yeah, 7 damage.
7 damage. Alrighty.
And
Oh! It takes the hit to the chest. Falls to one
and
knee
it
for a
can't
second.
take reactions until the start of its next turn.
Good to know.
Does that give Pate time to back up a bit?
Pate wants to.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him move back. Yep.
All right. This figure here does get an attack opportunity.
I would have had him
Okay,
go
so she'll
the
want
other
to check. Make sure
way.
it's the case. So he's gonna stay there. Okay. Pate stays in the place. Bring it to the top. Orm.
Does that?
Oh.
But does that? Can we get in now?
Do they get to move?
It'll take you guys about.
They also don't get a reaction since they failed on
That's
my
true. So yeah,
thing.
Pate
So
can
he
move.
moves
They
That's
don't
right.
get reactions.
So there you go. For you all emerging from that, it's going to take you 2 rounds to get there. So just keep that in mind.
Wait, do you want to start moving or?
Might as well.
All right, I'll.
I'll
mosey on
pick
back over
I'll
to
pick
the
up
entrance.
on the
Trains
Mr.
are
Mercer.
being made.
Shimmy up to it.
Yeah.
It opens, and you all can dart out. But you have
Let me
to.
just let me just take a peek.
Yeah.
Is anybody looking?
Well, it's facing the
Or
inside,
left.
so you only can see the
Did you
cavern.
see anybody watching us?
I would have looked around.
Make a perception check.
Only 50 minutes.
10 plus 6, 16.
16. There are many people around.
If we can only do
As I go over there, I'm going to carry like a rock and throw it off to the side.
Okay.
Look like I'm doing stuff.
Okay, and then you lean into it. Door open, hinges. Are you staying inside the automaton?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
not leaving this.
The two of you emerge and climb out of it. So it'll take you one more round before you get there.
Start cosplay.
All right. Now to the top. Orm, you're up.
Okay, Orm is going to dive into a roll under the half giant's legs and end up flanking Arcane. Nope, right here. So I am flanking with
Wow,
Ashton.
You got it.
And I'm going to use my blade to spin him around toward me with 1 slash. That is a 21 to hit.
21 hits.
Oy, that is a 10 for damage. And then I will try to just stab straight up into his good eye. That is a 21 to hit.
That hits.
And that is 9. Yes, 9 damage.
Okay, 9 damage. How do you want to do this?
Oh, that's exactly what I said. I'm going to use the first swipe just to spin his body around towards me and then just up and catch the non-cataract eye. So now he's got 2 problems.
Okay. Fatal blow?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he just crumples to the ground. Alrighty.
Are you close enough to that motherfucker that we can catch him between the two of us or no?
Yeah, you're half giant?
Yeah, the half giant.
I mean, it's not an if you move.
Okay, I just want to make sure that's
you could do a diagonal line. You'd have to cross through the.
Oh,
So
there's
I'll-
actually
still have a little bit of movement if
There's
you-
actually nowhere I can go that where
So
I
you
don't
move
break
5,
out.
10,
Oh wait,
15 to get there.
Oh, you're right.
no, they don't have a reaction right now.
They don't.
No, but I can just then
He
get
doesn't.
sword up and shield up, and then just circle around and get him pinned between Ashton and I.
You got it. So you can definitely do that.
Good call.
Holding that in place, that finishes their go. It would be the Exaltant's turn, but he's gone. That brings us to Ashton with Chetney on deck.
You motherfucker. I say to you.
And as I say it, I take a swing at the
I say to
big
you.
asshole right there, and let's get some the half giant. I'm not even gonna. Do we bother to rage right now? These guys don't seem like they're really worth it.
Don't jinx this shit.
Should I rage?
Yeah, let's
I
fucking
don't know.
rage.
Yeah, you might.
How many?
I got 2 more after this.
All right.
I'll be fine. I say out loud. Like
I
an
mean,
idiot.
basically points.
Oh!
It's fine.
I
hope. Well,
give
who
myself a
this
little
is-
shake,
this is-
and
it's
crazy
sort of
rainbow
like an
sparkles
open air
start
dungeon right now.
popping up. So I am suddenly like a terrible little bit of rainbow bright madness, and I'm gonna nail this motherfucker right in the goddamn head.
Go for it.
So let's guess 17 plus 9. That hits.
That definitely hits.
So let's do some damage because it's been a little bit. I'm trying to remember what the damage roll. Okay, there
This
we
is
are.
against the half giant or the tiny guy?
A half giant.
Yeah, got it.
I assume we've already been hurting that.
Yes,
half
he's
giant.
the other one hasn't been hurt yet. So.
Okay, so that one was cocked. It's 6 plus 8, so 14 points of damage.
14 points of damage. You got it.
Sir, which one had the nervous leg energy before Imogen engaged the Dragonborn?
Oh, that was the tiny one there. The halfway.
All right, and let's do this again. Oh, thank God, that's 18 to hit.
18 does hit.
All right.
Just for
Ugh, that's the worst. Wait, can I re-roll? I'm trying to remember. I think I had a thing where I can re-roll.
You have the feet for it.
Or the Merge Crusher. Move it 5. Shit, I can't remember. Anyway, that's okay. That's just a terrible roll. 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. That's enough.
So
That'll finish that one.
So I roll him one way after seeing him do the spin, and as he's going, I try and turn him back around, but the head just comes clean fucking off.
Oh man, just full on.
That's how you fucking do it. And now I'm going to roll around to the other side of that little fucking golem. Well, actually,
Or
no.
there.
I'm gonna stay there.
All right, you got it. Finishing your go, Ashton. Chetney, you're up.
So I'm gonna take the scythe and I'm gonna do a huge flourish, a big swool over my head, and I'll bring the flaming scythe just under the chin of the guy that we haven't hit yet.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna stare into him and go, "You can keep your head if you want, but you're gonna have to help us. Drop your arms."
Make an intimidation check.
Oh shit.
I'll give you advantage given the current circumstances here.
Yeah. 19.
19. Okay. The halfling, the kind of stocky halfling who currently has the short sword axe, goes, "It's not worth it." Throws his blade to the ground. Ting, 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 ting.
Nice, nice.
10 minutes.
Ashley, Norm, help me drag these bodies out of the entryway.
Only-
You come with me. We'll kind of walk over towards the corner.
All right. Yeah.
A 6.
At this point, as you start dragging the bodies, both of you emerge into the cavern. Or not, you and you. The two of you, sorry.
Ready. Oh,
Fucking over. It's over.
we took care of it.
Pate's up there.
Yes, he's still up there.
It's over. It's over.
What did you do?
To the guy that we left alive, hands on your head. I'm gonna pat him down. Anything on his body, around his neck, necklace, anything, undercarriage.
Yeah, you see the symbol of the Dusk Maven, the goddess of death around the neck. Hide armor, a couple short swords, some daggers, about 56 gold pieces.
Nah, keep your gold.
I'll take that gold.
Okay.
I used it all buying all these sheep.
Have we seen any of this stuff come off this guy?
Which stuff?
Like,
Daggers,
do we watch you like pull everything?
Yeah, you seem like taking
Dusk Maiden. Fucking, what the fuck is that about? Dusk Maiden?
They make us wear them. What?
Wait, what? Who makes you wear them?
The call. It's part of our attire.
How do they get away with
make
having a
them,
goddess?
Why do they make you wear them?
I don't know. They tell us to wear them. It's part of our presentation.
Fair. So here's the part where you keep your head. We're gonna turn one of these off, and then you get to go free. What you do after that is your business. How do these work?
I don't know. I think I'm the kind of person who knows how these work.
Yeah, but you got eyeballs, don't you? You seen people coming in, messing with them, touching things? anything you can recall right now will keep your lower jaw attached to your head.
I mean, they just kind of. They put them all there in the corner, and they combine a bunch of these like, I don't know, strings through them, and they ran it through the wall up there.
Any problems?
Make an insight check.
14.
14.
Yeah.
Oh, whispers. I threw away my. Whiz Kids exists. It's a company.
Nice.
It makes things.
Take the glasses off.
You were very good in the Hunger Games, by the way.
Oh.
You just only.
I don't know this stuff, okay? I'm a hired hand. We're supposed to be a fucking payday.
What do you know? Do you have the slightest idea what this thing is about?
Yeah. That old elf fucker keeps talking about it. Ranting and raving and shit. I got no love for the gods. Not a problem to me. They're paying well, help them for it. But if you all have problems with this, like, please don't. It's nothing personal. Like, I can walk away and no harm, no foul.
You'll get a payday, and you'll come out with us. So just stay there and keep your mouth shut. Any way of communicating with this area? Anything we need to know about speakers, communications?
No, usually it's the kind of looks over towards the dragonborn that's lying, leaking and no longer moving on the ground.
Did you search his
Clothes
body?
on rifling.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I was about to say.
So the body.
Keep an eye on the tunnel entrance too.
I tell Pate to keep an eye on the tunnel entrance.
Pate kind of, you go to clings to the side.
All right. What do you...
I'm just looking at you. I'm just.
Did you
watching
did you just ask him if there's glyphs on the ground? Are there glyphs on the ground in here?
Okay, I think they're making that up.
Oh, good call.
Right as you're like standing about to head towards it, you kind of like put your foot back. You were so lucky.
Yeah, I thought about it as I moved over there. I was like,
Good call.
Any other traps we should know?
That's the only one I know.
Why don't you do us a favor? Stand right next to that glyph, just so we have it as a marker.
I'm not gonna stand on it.
Not on it. Next to it.
Goes over and like hand stolen behind his head, kind of walks over and kind of like carefully steps around to the other side, but on this edge of it, and kind of like.
There's got to be another one in here. Why would they just put the one? You know
5
the
minutes left.
I don't really. They avoid that one every time they come in here. To attach more to it. They just keep building. The past few weeks, they just keep attaching more of these orbs and stuff to it.
There's going to be a big boom in a second. We'll see if there's more or if there isn't.
And they had to move them all down here, and then they've just had to rewire the whole thing. But that's all I
We
know.
can avoid the boom if we can disconnect it.
I think
Where
so
did they
too.
move them
Let one
from?
boom happen.
They moved them all down here?
They
From
were
where?
up top first, and then about a week ago, they changed everything.
Oh, one
Yeah,
wait,
because that'll
pulse.
show one pulse will show any of these things.
I agree with Chetney, though. I think maybe we can just disconnect the cables. We might even be able to position them in a way.
This is inferior metalworking. Can I move around the glyph and look up on the side at this basic bit shit and just do an investigation check?
where
Yes,
you're
you can.
Before, is there anything on the Exalted one that is connected to this, or what do I find searching this?
Amulets, charms,
No ambulance,
key
no,
fobs.
no charms, nothing like that. It's actually pretty plain equipment, and a locket.
Is it openable?
It is. And there's a little girl in there.
Oh, why you have
Harsh.
to do this?
Bad guys are still people, and you don't know why this person was here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like making sure like even the minor like characters
Damn, did
buy
you say
stuff.
you don't know why this person was
Remember
here?
like the Beatles stuff. They have like 3-dimensional characters.
Like his motives. Just
Everybody
making
is here for the same reason.
So like that's what one of the was the great things about
It's
Avatar.
possible
Like the
everybody's
NPCs were
brainwashed.
just like
I mean,
Or somebody's being
basically
held
like
hostage, or they
the
wanna
minor
get
background
something
characters
back
stuff like the
that's lost.
guy.
Or
So
you're just angry.
they had like
It's
conversation
just,
stuff with stuff.
another layer.
Felt
Okay,
like a
investigation
3-dimensional
check
world
on
with
this- on the
3-dimensional
side.
people.
Go for it.
Thank you. Can I use my?
Guidance.
I have advantage on clues and deductions based on those. Okay.
So yeah, just a single roll on this one. I think it's advantage on
You might deduce the location of hidden objects or the appearance of what kind of.
Oh, hidden objects. Oh, this is for what? This is a gnomish
Hunter's
thing.
Bane, yeah.
Oh, Hunter's Bane is for.
Oh, just for okay.
For certain supernatural.
Actually, I think 9 he gets like the. Oh, level! I just realized level 9 he gets like a very good, interesting ability.
I have one.
Concerning like be able to like look into like objects and stuff.
Nice. So 15.
15. Yeah, I mean, you can see there's, amongst all these devices that are like clumped together, the energy is like crackling through and pulsing, and you see it's like in immediate proximity as they're pressed to touch each other, the pulses seem to spread between them. So it kind of creates a larger kind of hive battery, if you will. And the ones that can't be pushed into this pile, amongst other pieces of machinery, there are these like rigid cables that are all attached that have that kind of residuum vein within and through them. It looks like it's functional. It's not, well refined necessarily. They had to make do with moving these down here and assemble something quickly.
I checked the scribble.
Nice. Check the scribble. It is moving.
Oh. It is moving.
But
which way? Towards us?
So F.C.G.
Oh.
As you are there, kind of putting rocks over, you see Odohan Thul emerge from that one cavern with another Vanguard member talking, and they both begin walking in the direction of the entryway that you were just blocking. The Vanguard member splits off and enters the crowd with the rest of them as Odohan now begins to walk towards the entryway of this cavern.
So sorry, Odohan's going in their cavern?
Yes.
No, not our cavern.
Our cavern.
Your cavern.
Our cavern.
Yes.
I will.
We're heading towards it.
Try. I don't know if I can cast. I don't know if I can do anything while I'm attached to this thing, but I'm gonna try to cast a message spell and tell Laudna danger's incoming.
Odohan is
But I don't know if it works. I'm cosmically attached to this thing.
You are. The message spell doesn't require you to. It doesn't require you to see the person, right?
You have to point in the direction.
You know the direction of them. Yeah. I'll say, given those circumstances, because you are still be able to control your body, you go ahead and cast message in that direction, and you hope it finds its.
Yes.
I mean,
the big robot body just points this way.
I catch that.
Is that the how you want to do this,
I'm
Hoodie?
already looking at the scribble.
Yep.
Odohan's coming.
Where did mine
What do
go?
we do?
Should we hide in the hole? I don't know.
There's bodies in here. There's either a diversion that sends her out of the cavern or it's on. Simple
Odohan
math.
steps
gotta do
into the
something
entryway of this cavern and begins to descend towards where
do
your
something.
friends currently are. And we're gonna go to break.
No!
To give you a break to think about what the fuck you're gonna do here.
Think about what the fuck we're
So-
Real simple.
It's on, guys.
We'll be back here in a few minutes. See you shortly.
Interesting.
It is our purpose to extend a helping hand to all those in need.
I know what I want. I want to be free.
But I ask you, do you not wish to know the truth?
The fun is just getting started.
Well, anyway, that'll be it for part 1. I'll be back with part 2. It'll be it will be released shortly, if not around. But until then, thank you for joining me. This is Frina Rienmentra, half elven YouTuber. I wish thee good fortune on the quest.